bad boys, Opie and Anthony, are about to make their return to the airwaves.
Opie and Anthony were pulled from the airwaves 2 years ago after a sex stunt at St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Opie and Anthony are back, so why won't the FCC be able to touch them this time?
The duo has signed with XM Satellite Radio.
Their contract with Infinity expired back in May, but the no-compete portion is up until October.
No arrests have been made. Police are still investigating.
The blonde one, two so-called radio shock jocks.
Our society needs borders, needs parameters.
You dick!
They get their jollies by saying, let's keep pushing the envelope.
They were doing what they were paid to do. Shot.
Even when there are bucks to be made, there's a price to be paid in terms of the cultural degradations that we do not want to be associated with anymore.
Are you adequately prepared to rock?
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
Okay, terrific.
Asshole!
Okay, terrific.
And you just mind your P's and Q's, Buster, and remember who you're dealing with.
Okay, terrific.
Call me sir, goddammit.
Okay, terrific.
The family member dies, and you insult me. What the hell is the matter with you anyway?
Okay, terrific.
Have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
Okay, terrific.
You ever seen a grown man naked? You like movies about gladiators?
Good morning and welcome to the Opie and Anthony program on XM Satellite Radio. Whoa, hey, whoa. That scared me. Oh, that scared me. Hi, I'm scared.
Welcome, good morning.
Greg, Tone, guten Tag. I'm scared of all the people I piss off. I'm scared.
Shaking.
I love getting under people's skin. That's my song today. I love getting under people's skin. That's a good one. Thank you. Yeah. And then they make believe that I'm not getting under their skin.
Oh, that gets under my skin. That song itself.
And then they threaten to beat me up because I'm getting under their skin. Thank you.
I like that because you don't see the beating the up line coming.
No.
That's good. This kid's got pizzazz.
Bunch of assholes out there, man. Fucking assholes. Yuck. So how many people are threatening to beat me up today?
Gatsada Maranga.
This radio business just stinks. Let's see. Today we're being accused of building a torture rack, and Bubba the Love Sponge wants to fight me in an octagon.
Anywhere, really.
Are we actually part of this stupid business?
We are building a torture rack. It's a rack they tie you to, and they pipe his show in. Fucking awful. I'm going to talk like that because I can't talk in my real voice. You radio zilch.
Good. Yeah, first of all, I don't acknowledge you, Bubba, until you talk in your regular voice.
Talk like a real person.
If you have a real problem with me, then why don't you start talking like a regular human being, and then we'll see what you're all about.
Give us the Todd Clem voice.
Yeah, what's Todd all about?
What's the talk like Todd?
You know, the Todd that had to have his stomach stapled because he wasn't feeling too good about himself. Because he couldn't keep food out of his fucking mouth.
Are you telling me that
Todd?
That fatso had a stomach stapling?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That fucking embarrassment with not 1 ounce of stick-to-itiveness? How about a few push-ups and a no to yourself in the mirror, you fucking fat hillbilly?
How about you say no to dessert and no to the fake radio voice, and then we'll talk.
You told him, Jimmy. Stick-to-itiveness.
That's right.
Wow.
1 ounce of it.
You know,
how about that?
This is supposed to be dynamic where you build up to the big insults.
And just more lies. Just a lot of lies going on out there.
I would love for Steve or anybody familiar with our program to pull any audio of us talking about building a torture chamber.
Or a torture rack or something
or
like
rack
that, I'm hearing.
Or whatever torture device Have we ever? Did I miss something?
I don't think Bubba the Love Sponge feels good about himself.
I think he's getting
Todd doesn't feel good about himself.
Inaccurate info.
Because he had to kiss Howard's ass to get a job.
That had to hurt.
We don't have to kiss anyone's asses. We do our own thing. We continue to do our own thing.
He was making it sound like that was a bad thing, that we didn't go in there and grovel to Howard. And like we would have been over there if we did. I don't think we want to be over there.
I guess we got audio coming or something.
Bubba, you didn't work with Howard in the same company. We did. Believe me. I think we are a little more informed on what it's like to work in the same company as Howard and have to deal with him. You'll learn in time. You will. It takes a little while. You know, he does have a huge name, the biggest name in radio, and sometimes that you get hypnotized by that for a little while. But then the reality comes through. He's an egomaniacal lunatic, and very hard to work with. You'll learn, though. You'll see that.
Impossible to work with.
Yep.
Because it's all about him. You'll find that out, Bubba. I feel sorry for you, actually, that you had to kiss someone's ass.
It's going to be rough.
Because, in all fairness, he was fighting the same fight we did.
Yeah.
And he couldn't handle it anymore, so he had to cave in.
He
had to cave in and join Howard.
Wasn't long ago. We were in quite similar situations. Being persecuted by commercial radio, thrown off the air. And, Howard was there. Kiss a little ass. You get on his channel. But it's got to all be about Howard. You know, you hear it in every break you do. Every break that goes on over there at both of his channels. It's all got to be about him. I don't know. Not into it. Wouldn't be into it. Sorry. We're very happy here.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Ope.
And my real name, before I had my name legally changed, was Todd. Well, is or was, or my God-given name was Todd Clem. And I don't like when people call me Todd Clem because that's not my name. My name's Bubba the Love Sponge Clem. I had it legally changed. And I've never been Todd. I've always been Bubba. So I'm Bubba. So don't all you fans out there try to be a dick and call me Todd Clem because I don't answer to it. I don't like it. If you call me Todd, it just means you're being a dick. It's like you're just trying to screw with me. You're just trying to piss me off. I don't like it.
If that doesn't say a lot. Look, I'll be the first to admit I have the worst radio name, but it's not a radio name. It was a nickname that I was given when I was like 11 or 12. I'm stuck with this fucking thing. I hate it. But I would never change my name legally to Opie.
To Opie the Love Sponge?
Right. Wow. Todd is a good name. Bubba the Love Sponge is a stupid name to have while you're walking around the real world.
I don't know.
It works kind of on radio, because it's name recognition. But you have to, go to restaurants and stuff. And
When you sign, mortgage papers, you got to put Bubba the Love Sponge on it?
Reservation for two. Yeah, what's your name? Bubba the Love Sponge. It doesn't work in the real world.
A sponge? Party of 10, Sponge, and it's just him and another guy.
Should be Bubba the Love Immigrant. That works as well.
Well, here we go. So here's some audio from Bubba, the Love Sponge.
Can we change our names? Let's change our names legally,
You're
guys.
Caddy Jim.
That's right. I'm Caddy Jim. Don't call me Jim Norton. I'm Caddy Jim. I changed my name. I changed my name.
By the way, notice one thing as we play these clips. No one's really having fun in radio anymore. We are. We still have a passion for this. We have fun.
It's fun to come in here and do a show.
Overall, we're having a great time.
Yes.
We still have passion to do this, and we love, and I'll say it again, and that's why the pests love us, because they get it. We love getting under people's skin. Mm-hmm. We love it. So
Always
for him
have.
to react like this, you played right into our hands again. We love getting under your skin. Absolutely.
It is fun.
Listen to the anger in this guy's voice.
Well, I'm glad that you guys take it that way because that's how I intended it. So thank you so much for the kindness, and more importantly, thanks for listening and buying the equipment and paying your monthly subscription and all that bullshit.
Yeah, we love it all, Bubba. Keep it up, man.
Thank you. It's guys like him, man. It's cool, and it's that we come in and do the show for because the non-conventionality of this program and how you are not going to ever hear anything like what Howard is putting on his two channels. You're not going to, I mean, you know what? XM has their very shitty own shock jock channel.
First of all, it's not a shock jock channel.
No.
We don't really like the whole shock jock moniker.
It's sort of pigeonholing yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like to talk about a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. We're a funny channel. We're a comedy channel that do edgy things at times. Yes, of course.
And it's just like, it's such a bullshit ran copycat fucking wannabe hack shit.
How could it be copycat hack shit when we were here first, asshole? And the channel hasn't changed since we got here, asshole.
But we were here.
We were here, over a year before Howard and you went to satellite radio, asshole.
Yeah.
Todd. Why don't you be honest, Todd?
As you'll hear later.
Todd!
As you'll hear.
Todd! Hi, Todd! Do I sound scared, Todd?
As we'll hear later, we do have a lot of
You
geeks.
play right into my strengths, Todd. Oh, I can't do impressions, but I could do this very well, Todd. How's that stomach stapling, Todd?
We do have a lot of geeks, as you'll hear later. Geeks on the show and fans of the show. Perhaps they built some kind of a device that could show us the future, Opie. And we saw what was happening over there and copied it and brought it back a year and did that. Perhaps, because that's really the only way we could have copied anything that hadn't happened yet. We've been here. We were sitting here building an audience for over a year before anything even started over there.
Right.
How are we copying?
How are we copying?
I don't get it.
Today's show will be just as awful as the first show we did for XM.
Thank you.
You will hear
it's
nothing different.
From day one, this channel has languished in mediocrity, and we resent anybody saying anything differently.
You know?
It's more quantity than quality, we
Absolutely.
say. And we have more quantity.
We were here first, and we haven't changed since the first broadcast. That's pretty obvious to most people out there.
Not one quality day since 2004.
Same despicable dreck.
That's right.
Day after day. What day is it? Who knows?
Doesn't matter. It's 4 hours of verbal mush day. Let's do 5 of these in a row and then take 2 days to sleep.
This could easily be a replay. Who knows? We don't even know. We could have done this show a year ago. You don't even know out there, do you?
But for some reason, people tune in.
Yeah.
I
We're
don't
still
know
having
why.
Fun, Todd.
Oh, don't say his name like that. That really
Poor
sounds stupid.
Todd.
He said that the only people that call him that are people that are trying to be dicks. Now, Opie.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I'm sorry.
Did you know Opie and Anthony now, Brent, are now trying to have somebody build them a torture rack? Did you know that?
Yes.
And they're trying
Did
to
you
say,
know that?
well, we thought of it. Listen, you guys, I'm all about, can we just have some truth in broadcasting as to how much of a fucking, how hack you two guys are?
You know what day that we brought up the torture rack idea? I can give you the date. September 19th, 2005, on the Howard Stern Show. And these two guys are Howard ripoffs for years.
Oh,
and
these two guys would be...
That's where they came. That's when we came up with that.
I got news for you. These two guys would be sitting on this channel.
Listen to this.
Probably on our slot. And we'd be either doing middays or nights.
No, what's great? He admits that we're better than him right there.
He kind of, that is a backhanded compliment.
Yeah, what he's
going
to say here is that if we kissed Howard's ass like he had to, we would be on that channel, on the Howard Stern channel. No fucking way, pal. And we would be doing afternoons, and he would have to do middays. We all know that middays is that slot, and nights isn't much better.
Yeah.
So he's admitting that we would have the better time slot over there.
We're
hacks.
I don't like this show being called Hack, and I want to challenge him to a listener call up and have a Rocky Road ice cream eating contest just to settle it.
Hey.
Just to settle it, bub.
Settle down, tough guy. Settle down.
I say we have like a battle of the sexes. We'll show him who's not Hack.
I like that idea. It's safe and no one gets hurt.
That's right. Bub the LS.
Probably on our slot, and we'd be either doing middays or nights.
If they didn't suck so bad?
If one, they didn't suck so bad. If two, they just had endured themselves.
Or
endeared themselves.
Or you'd be here talking about how much Sirius sucks, how much O&A are Howard ass kissers. Do you see how it works? I mean, I hate to really pull that curtain away, but do you see how it really works? If we were over there on Howard's channel, if we had gone and kissed the ring of Satan and taken that slot, there's a good chance Bubba would be here at XM doing a show, bashing us for kissing Howard's ass, and that's just the way it is. It's radio.
Do you remember when he came to New York about how many years ago it was, and he issued the challenge to Howard Stern? He did it from. He's being broadcast, of course, in Connecticut because he wasn't.
That was the closest you could get to New York radio, by the way.
Exactly, Mystic Seaport,
Hartford, Connecticut.
Hey, when the wind
asshole.
blew the right way, you could hear it on the North Shore of Long Island.
We're here in Northern Connecticut. We're going to make Scrimshaw. Fucking idiot. And he issued that cornball. You fucking cornball. He issued that challenge. I challenge Howard Stern, and no one
Well,
cared.
the company he was working for at the time didn't have enough confidence in him, and they were thinking about bringing him to New York. This is a fact, by the way, that he can't deny. So what they did was they had a station in Hartford, Connecticut. See, I know the radio business, okay? They threw him in Hartford, threw him in mornings, a market that Howard was in. We'll see how he does against Howard in Hartford. If he does any type of ratings, we'll bring him to New York. Mm-hmm. That never happened. He failed miserably. You mean
he bombed?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The only city he's ever done really well in is his hometown of Tampa. That's it. And maybe another Florida city. That's it.
And we did very well in a lot of markets around the country. And the most important, we killed in New York City, the #1 radio market. We were a success.
Beyond a success
Yeah.
story. Beyond a success story. He was never even on in New York radio.
They just had endeared themselves.
We did endure ourselves to Howard, believe me.
And pay some homage to him and realize how to fucking work smart and that you're not the end-all, be-all, and coexisted with Howard. Back in the day, they wouldn't have been in the druthers that they are today.
Druthers? Ugh. What are druthers?
Your
They're
listeners
my
don't want to
pants.
hear that word, faggot.
They used to be called knickers. Now they're druthers, and I enjoy them.
What are druthers?
I have never heard the word.
Those guys are in Dutch. Are we?
I don't know what druthers is. We're in druthers?
He's a little jealous.
That is
Howard Stern
embarrassing.
has his channels, and look, you can look right on the damn pad, Dana. We have our own channel here on XM.
There wasn't.
That's pretty impressive.
There
And he
was
knows
no-
that's impressive.
It wasn't long ago
Anthony,
that we were in very similar situations.
Druthers, the right or chance to choose. Given my druthers, I'd eat cake, said Bubba the Love Sponge.
I don't want to be in druthers.
Must have been given a lot of druthers.
Don't move above 110th Street, filled with druthers. My daughter ain't bringing no druthers home. Druthers lover. Hey, druthers, where's Sheriff Branford? Ugh, I wouldn't be in the druthers they're in.
Not long ago, we were all in the same situation. Not liking Howard because he's an arrogant prick. And fighting the fight, against him, being an asshole, trying to ruin other radio personalities' careers. And that's what he does. He sees a threat. He tries to destroy that show's credibility. Bubba knows. He was in the same boat. We come from different, schools of thought as far as radio goes. It's that Southern thing, the NASCAR thing. We're Yankees from the North, Regardless, there was, back then, some common ground in that we were fighting against the FCC, against corporate ownership of the stations caving in to bullshit, and Howard Stern being an asshole. Who changed? Who changed here? Did you really get a revelation and change, Bubba, or was it you were offered a gig, and in order to take it, you had to kiss Howard's ass? We weren't willing to do that. And there are plenty of reasons and plenty of history as to why we made that choice. It wasn't just Howard's a big radio name. Let's screw him over or badmouth him. Wasn't it? There's a history there. We worked at the same company and took his shit for years. It's not about kissing his ass. If you want to do it, God bless you. Make a good living. Have fun. But as far as bashing us for not doing that, I think you got it a little backwards, man.
It kind of looks stupid, Todd.
Yeah, it looks very hypocritical.
And even your faithful listeners, they don't forget what you used to say about Howard.
Yeah, it's very hard.
Our own listeners call us out all the
credibility.
time when we do stupid
Yeah.
things. You don't think your faithful listeners are going, "What the fuck is the same guy that used to fight Howard?"
You ruin your credibility.
And challenge him to fake fights and challenge him to put on the gloves and go into an octagon.
I like that idea. I like that idea.
We should all put on red shorts and have a tug of war.
I'd rather just put on the big fake sumo wrestling suits. That at least looks fun and safe.
Can you do that last? That last, say, 15 seconds is fucking embarrassing. That's like a Stockholm syndrome. That's like when a woman has been raped and beaten, suddenly yelling at other rape victims for testifying against
Saying,
the same attackers
Jimmy's
that
a
raped
good
her.
guy.
Exactly. that guy with the breathe right strip, he did it.
Last 15 years,
Dude, yeah, but if they just would have. What an embarrassing... That's an inner thought you should keep to yourself.
How many girls have breathe right fibers up their ass?
Guess they may find some off the
We
Belt
found
Parkway.
some...
If they just had endeared themselves.
It's funny that he said endured.
To Howard.
We did endure.
And pay some homage to him and realize how to fucking work smart and that you're not the end-all, be-all, and coexisted with Howard. Back in the day, they wouldn't have been in the druthers that they are today.
Do you understand the embarrassing admission that is? The fucking... If you guys would have just learned to coexist and paid homage...
Paid homage?
What a fucking worm, dude.
Dude, the guy was fucking us at every turn. If you sat there and tried to get guests and were told by the guest, I'd love to do your show, but Howard is telling me I can't. Would you then pay homage to him? If when you mentioned his name in anger or in any context, Mel Karmazin came to you and had a meeting and threatened you with firing and threatened the firing of your general manager if you didn't shut up talking about Howard, yet he kept bashing you, you're then supposed to pay homage to him? Don't you understand? I think we're closer to the Howard situation and working with him. It must be nice. You're in the honeymoon phase and everything, and that's fine. Must be great. I'll tell you, when I first got into radio, it would have been great to have a relationship with Howard. Guy was the biggest thing in radio. Of course, it's like a new guy in radio's dream to have some kind of a rapport with that guy, especially at that point in his career. It didn't work out, and believe me, it wasn't because of what we were doing. We were just trying to eke out a living. It was our first time in New York radio like that, New York City. We were just trying to hammer out a career, which we did very well. He didn't like that in his backyard and did a lot of things behind the scenes. We were there. We lived it. You didn't. The honeymoon is going on right now. It's very cute. I'm sure Allison loved the honeymoon too. You know? After a few years, I'm in love with a furniture man. Give me your money. I mean, that's the brutal truth. But, you know, you'll see. You will see in time.
Let's go to Ian in Nova Scotia. Ian.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out to that dumbass that it's not homage, it's homage, you asshole.
No, he legally had it changed to homage.
Ah, that's
nothing.
Right. Okay.
Can I get a little more for
It
that?
was fun.
Jimmy had a mouthful of eggs. He was chuckling.
I have a mouthful of eggs. I'm just wondering why you throw yourself under the bus when he's trying to trash you guys.
Yeah.
But he's like bashing you for standing up for yourself.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's very hypocritical. Not so much hypocritical, just how do
you?
It lacks credibility and like real passion in what you're saying.
Yeah, he's bashing us for being original. We didn't have to kiss anyone's ass.
We're not going to kiss the ass of the guy that fucked us over for years.
You guys are gay. I bet you like holding down a girl eating her pussy, don't you? You guys are gay. You like pussy. Wait a minute.
Hey, wait. How do we answer that?
It's the other way around. Oh.
All right, here we
I'll
go.
fight him.
It gets way better,
He's
by
a
the way.
goose, this Bubba.
This gets way better. Just listen to the frustration and the anger. Just listen to how we got under his skin. How's my song go again? I forgot the words already.
It's something along the lines. I like the remake, but the original was something about, I get under people's skin.
Yeah, it was really the most annoying assortment of notes.
It was toneless, and
words.
yes, it wasn't. It had a beat to it, and yet it was
a beat, yet a
devoid of all
complete
tone.
lack of tonality.
There was something about it, though, wasn't it?
Something catchy.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
It's kind of like having your foreskin scraped with a razor.
Catchy like the hantavirus.
Here we go.
I promise you that they will not get re-signed by XM.
All right. There is.
Oh, my God.
Can
More
we-
of this shit.
Can we
More
hold on
of
to that?
this shit.
Can we hold on to that one single clip?
Yeah, of
and
course.
just put it in your pocket somewhere, and
Of course.
because that will be played year after year that we're here.
By the way, we've had some major meetings behind the scenes lately.
Regardless of what you're reading, hearing, any rumors that are going around, here are some facts I will give you. We have had meetings. There have been plenty of phone calls regarding certain situations. With other companies, other radio companies, and our own company, XM. There have been talks of us staying around here at XM.
It's called an extension.
For quite some time.
We could say it. I mean, they want an extension to our deal.
They want us here. Not only do they not want to fire us, let's take that extreme. Not only will we not be re-signed or anything, we're going to be re-signed for a longer term, because they understand what we bring to the table here and want to have that. And now that there's other action coming in, they want to assure that they're part of what we're doing and that we're part of what XM is all about. Again, Bubba, I don't think you have an insight into what's going on here at XM. I really don't think you have as much of an insight as what's going on here at XM as we do at Sirius. We have people over there that love yapping. They are a bunch of chatty Cathys over there, and former friends. We have people that used to work here, there, working for us. There's still relationships that are going on. They might smile, look you in the face and smile and say good morning, but those same people turn around and tell us everything that goes on over there. Everything. From the cute little pixie program director right up to Mel K.
Why is there
We
dust
hear
being
it all.
sprinkled in the hallway? Oh, yes, he's here
he
today.
should have little wings.
Little elfin shoes.
Oh, little wood elf. He should have pointy ears.
March of the Kneeling Soldiers.
Just adorable.
All right, so you want to hear this stuff?
I don't know. This guy's scary, man.
Yeah.
He's a tough dude.
I promise you that they will not get re-signed by XM.
All right.
And I promise you they will not come here. And I promise you that regular radio is not going to touch them.
No, there's an article on All Access today that says, you know how they were trying to spread the rumor.
Right. The David Lee Roth shit.
Right. Well, a CBS spokesperson came out and flatly said, absolutely not. Never will they work for CBS Radio again.
That wasn't the quote, by the way.
No.
They are denying stuff right now. We absolutely have been in talks with fucking CBS Radio, you assholes. We keep it honest here. We absolutely have been talking to CBS Radio about replacing David Lee Roth. Go fuck yourselves. But we're going to do it on our terms.
Yeah, again, a little dignity, a little taking a position where you're not going to compromise your show. Things like that are very important to us. That's why we didn't kiss Howard's ass. You call it paying homage. We call it kissing ass. And it ain't going to happen. We're not going to compromise the and you might laugh when a lot of people do when you say the integrity of this show, because, you know, it is a goofy show to have integrity. But we have integrity as far as respect of our listeners and what we put out to them on a daily basis that they enjoy. And we're not going to compromise that for a few bucks, for a gig, to warm up to some radio legend that's just a tad past his prime. It's not going to happen. You can sit over there, I'm sure you sleep well, probably a little apnea thrown in, but I'm sure you sleep well at night. You're making a nice paycheck, I would gather. I hope out of $500 million he's throwing you some money. You're a loyal soldier. You're in there pushing his name every 5 minutes. But that isn't what we're all about. I don't think that makes us the hypocrites, the bad guys, the people that lack credibility.
And if he doesn't
makes
believe
you
it,
look bad.
We'll put him in a torture device, won't we?
The second we have it built, we have our people working on it.
I don't even know what that's about.
Of course you
Bubba,
don't.
I really review where you got that info from and really question that, because I cannot remember. First of all, I don't think I've been in a drunken stupor on the show, on the XM show anyway, where I would have forgotten that. There's never been a call out to build any torture device.
What kind of torture device is it? Is that where you kind of like change your name to some wacky 80s moniker and then you have your fat stomach stapled? How about just telling yourself no? How about that?
There it is.
No, I can't have that.
Self-control.
How about just N-O, fat boy?
Anyway, the Boston Herald reports today that rumors are rampant that CBS is in talks with ex-WAF jocks Opie and Anthony to replace syndicated morning man David Lee Roth. Ope and A, that's how it's written in this one, who were fired by CBS back in 2002 for inciting a couple to have sex in St. Patrick's Cathedral, now yak on XM satellite radio. The story is that a censored version of that show would be syndicated. Word is Roth, who replaced the irreplaceable Howard Stern, wants out. Boston Herald reporting that today. And I think we're in the Daily News today, too, right?
Yeah.
The Daily News, CBS drama, XM Radio's Opie and Anthony said little yesterday about reports that they have signed for a syndicated CBS radio show, even as a CBS spokeswoman reiterated they have not.
Mm-hmm.
The reports had O&A potentially replacing David Lee Roth on WFNY after a week in which Roth accused his bosses of trying to dilute his show and warned that he might be fired. Yesterday, neither he nor O&A said much on the subject. Opie at one point said the rumors are true, but didn't specify what rumors. Anthony joked about an autopsy, saying someone had died of boredom from listening to Roth.
I did?
No, you didn't, and they got that completely wrong.
I don't remember saying that.
It was the couple that they found naked in the garage. They were having sex in the garage, and they got the carbon monoxide poisoning.
Right.
And I said something like, they didn't die from carbon monoxide poisoning. They were listening to David Lee Roth. It was a hack joke. And they got that completely wrong in the paper. No surprise there, though.
It was a pretty good. It came out good, though, in the way it was written. It came out okay. Died of boredom. A good slam.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
You two guys.
So they can even drink moon dust.
You two guys had some decent name recognition. You two guys.
Yeah, we had. Yeah. We're in a Boston paper today and a New York paper. Yeah, you're right, Bubba. What can I tell you? You're so right once again.
You two guys.
We had
We had, right?
Yeah, we had.
We had it, huh?
Hey, guys.
There's 2 articles today alone.
You two guys could have, would have, should have worked a hell of a lot smarter.
Smarter.
And you two guys
hold on.
are over.
He got fired too. Isn't that working smart? We were working smart. We were doing everything, and this is right out of probably some of the same quotes Bubba made to the press. We were working smart within the guidelines that were given to us. They were always pushing the personalities to do more, get the name recognition out there, get your name in the paper, get the ratings. And I remember
reading
we did
perfectly, by the way.
I've read articles and interviews with Bubba as he was saying the same thing I'm saying now. Then the rules changed, and we were the last to really know. Instead of the stations backing you up, they threw your ass out the door. And that's what happened to us. And as a matter of fact, I'll be honest, when he got fired, it was after we had been fired. He got fired. We had traded some correspondence, me and the Love Sponge.
You did?
About being fired and how much it sucks and how much broadcast radio blows and stuff, and good luck. Hope something can work out, whatever. And then you get this. You get this.
That's why you can't correspond with radio guys. They're a bunch of phonies.
No,
one moment they're on your side, and then next moment they get a gig, and they're like, they forget they ever even corresponded to you.
Because you almost felt like there's this. You're hoped anyway, but radio just sucks ass, man. You hope there would be some kind of camaraderie in your, the way you were treated by corporate radio. It's something that only a few of us have been through. And it's like a fraternity of guys that have been through that shit. Another guy, a fan of the show, I still get emails from him and correspond with him, is Marconi. He's not the original. I did work with him for a while. But Marconi, he got fired. And me and him traded some emails about it because you kind of you can commiserate with the bullshit that's going on. And then when it just turns around and gets like this is the phony part of it. It's like, come on. We're doing what we do here, and we really didn't want to kiss anyone's ass to do it. We did it on our terms. Any deals that happen or don't happen in the future will be because we do things on our terms. And one of those things is we're not kissing Howard's ass. Another thing is we're not going to just destroy the credibility of this program. As I see it, you've done both by kissing Howard's ass like that after years of bashing him, not without merit. What am I going to sit there and go, hey, the guy was just, bashing Howard for no reason? No, I'm sure, he had his reason. He was shit on by Howard Stern. Anyone that got a name in radio was shit on by Howard Stern. That's Howard's insecurities. And it happened to him. But instead of acknowledging that, he turned around and, got a gig and now has to kiss his ass. And I fucking know it leaves a bad taste in his mouth. I know that is not something he enjoys doing. Can't be. Could you imagine?
No.
You get a gig,
Never.
You're offered some cash, you take it. You take it. There's nothing else out there. So you take the gig. Part of it is kissing Howard's ass. Would you honestly feel that love toward the guy and sincerity in the praise? Or would you just be going, fuck, man, I got to pay my car payment. This is paying my car payment. Just fucking whatever you got to do, bro. Whatever you got to do.
I would always get the douche chills over the years when some of Howard's old competitors would have to go on a show to kiss his ass to get another job.
John DeBella
I'm
is
like,
the
what are you
biggest
doing?
one.
What are you doing to yourself?
When John DeBella had to go on Howard's show, and this is back in Howard's heyday.
But he's done this with a few other guys, too. And it's like, what are you doing? Are you that desperate?
And they had to ask Howard for permission to broadcast.
The same shit happened with Bubba. You got to play right into Howard's ego, and you feel good about yourself, Bubba?
Wasn't going to happen.
Todd, you feel good about yourself?
We could have been working again a lot sooner than 2 fucking years that we spent off the air. The conditions that were put on us was that we had to sign a piece of paper. All we had to do was sign a piece of paper that said you will not talk about Howard Stern when you get your next gig. You're free to work. Here you go. We'll release you from any obligation. You go anywhere you want. You can work, make all the money you want to make. Here's a piece of paper.
And we'll finally release you guys.
We'll release you. Just sign this. You will not talk about Howard Stern.
For how long, by the way?
Forever.
Right.
Forever.
For the rest of
our lives. For the rest of our lives, we couldn't talk about it. There's the arrogance, Bubba. There's the fucking after the honeymoon's over. There's the shit that they tried to feed us, and we wanted to work. We knew we could have made more money working, first of all, than we were making sitting out. And we wanted to work. We enjoy doing the show. We have fun doing it. But it was a no-brainer. We didn't even discuss it for 2 seconds. Me and Opie sat down and went, there is no way we can get on the air and honestly address what has happened to us over the course of the years we spent at Infinity Broadcasting and not speak about what Howard did to us and our careers. And we turned to them and said, no.
No, we'll
take
sit
your
out.
paper. We'll sit out.
Which was taking
pay
a
us.
big chance because we're like, wow.
We didn't know what was going to happen.
Now
Our
we got to
name,
wait.
yeah.
We got to sit out. Over 2 years, people might just forget about
Regardless of who the fuck you are, 2 years is a long time to sit without your name being out there and without pulling shenanigans on the radio and without doing a show. We understood that, but there was no way we were going to compromise ourselves and sign that piece of paper. Wasn't going to happen. So do you honestly think that since we did that we could have turned around if we had the opportunity to go to Sirius? But a condition is to praise him every 5 minutes is what it seems
and
like.
How does
everyone's
Todd explain to his faithful listeners all the audio of Howard trashing him?
Yeah, how do you
explain that to your listeners? How do you explain that, Todd?
How do you have credibility after that?
All right.
I mean, I'm not even getting into the, you're an asshole or anything. I'm just spelling out what the listener sees and having it's something about integrity, which just it's not there. I'm not seeing it over there.
And this is why we're better than you, Todd. We have an honesty to our program and an intelligence that you don't have.
And if someday we're thrown off the air because of that, I can completely deal with it. I'll live with it. If we're thrown off because we won't do something that we feel affects us personally or the show, the integrity of the show, and for that reason we don't work, I'd be fine with that. What are we going to do? Go there and kiss Howard's ass after he fucked us for that many years? It ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Can we maybe later talk in funny voices?
Sure.
I don't like talking in our real voices.
It's
not professional.
9 o'clock hour.
I got to take a leak badly.
I'll come right in with you.
All right. That'll be fun.
I want us to sing that song together.
You want to maybe a little brawl in the bathroom?
I was
thinking
I was thinking a chess match.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was pretty good at chess growing up. Jimmy's pretty good.
Yeah, we'll play some chess like true nerds.
We'll challenge them to a chess match.
Yeah, challenge you to checkers,
what is it
bub?
Called? Marcus of Queensberry Rules or Marquis of what is it called? That's what I want to fight.
It's called faggot boxing.
I want me and you in the bathroom squaring off like the fighting Irish guy. That's how I want to fight. Put up your dukes. It's going to be quite a Donnybrook.
How do you even know a Donnybrook?
Donnybrook.
I don't even want to know. I'm not even going to play that old game.
Donnybrook. Well, St. Patty's Day is coming up.
You're just too smart for everybody.
Thank you. I'm a geek.
Perfect lyrics today. Perfect. We bow to no one. We bow to no one.
Except for that shut your ass.
Huh?
Smoking the bed. No one makes a possum pecker except for that shut your ass.
You're checking out the Opie and Anthony program on XM Satellite Radio. And once again, we have gotten under someone's skin. Just playing right into our hands. What can I tell you?
Well, we haven't even gotten to the fight segment yet.
I hate to tear down the fifth wall, but this is exactly what we're looking for.
It's a hell of a room.
A lot of walls.
Walls.
This is exactly what we try to do. We get under Howard's skin. Now we're getting under Todd's skin. Our pests do the same exact thing. Isn't it fun, pests?
Oh, the pests.
Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun to chase someone's limo with signs?
Watch it scream away like it's being shot at. That looked like Reagan going to the hospital.
I don't know. We got so much. We might have to do 10 hours of radio today. Oh, that's right. We can't because there's a master computer that turns us off at 11. Really smart. We really got to solve that problem. That's the next problem we got to solve. If we have our own channel, let us talk as long as we want and then figure it out after that.
We're just jealous.
All right, let's get back to the audio here.
Yeah. Worked a hell of a lot smarter.
But they're not
and
smart.
you two guys are over.
Yeah. Yeah,
and I have a standing request for that little fuck Anthony. No, not Anthony. I actually don't mind him. It's that other little fuck.
My pal Bubba, the Love Sponge.
Thank
you.
I want to meet him. Todd.
Thank you very much.
The Anthony and Todd Show on Free FM.
Now, it's between you and him. I can now sit on the sidelines and listen to my good friend Bubba.
Could you get me a picture with him? I'd like to meet Bubba.
I'll see if I can arrange that,
He
Jimmy.
changed his name. He's crazy.
Let's see. Is this Divide and Conquer?
It could be the... Actually, wow, we might have to send him a prize. Let me check. It is the 1,000th attempt in our career of the Divide and Conquer. 1,000 times this has been tried by management. Everybody.
Old
has given
program
it a
directors.
try. Oh, the press.
The Jews.
Them too.
Other radio companies. Even little Jimmy Norton has tried this tactic.
Oh, everybody.
No, it wasn't. It was divide and get raises. So I was trying to joke in it.
Just eating your kashi.
Kashi.
You're much better at eating kashi.
I like kashi. I realized how bad that joke was. I tried to readjust in mid-punchline, and it backfired.
Bubba has just shown perhaps he has a bit more fancy taste than we're giving him.
The Divide and Conquer. We get it, Todd. We get it. It's not going to work, though.
Don't fall for that old gag.
This is an old gag, too.
Anthony. No, not Anthony. I actually don't mind him. It's that other little fuck. Opie.
I was going to say Jimmy.
Nah.
You guys. you Opie.
Doesn't this guy understand he's playing right?
Nah.
He's playing right
That
into
sums it up.
He's playing right into my strengths. I know what my weaknesses are when it comes to radio. I'll be the first to tell you. But I also know what my strengths are. And you're playing right into my strengths.
Can we play the beginning of that one more time? It's just chilling. And
what part?
Just right like 5 seconds before.
All right.
Fuck Anthony. No, not Anthony. I actually don't mind him. It's that other little fuck. Opie.
I've had that conversation.
And who hasn't?
Look at that room.
Right. I mean, just look around.
They've all said the same thing.
Just look around.
But see, that
Steve is saying it right now.
I don't mind Anthony.
That little fuck Opie.
Why does he make fun of the stomach stapling? Bubba had to do it to save his own life.
Right, no. You don't think I was thinking that when I
Did you want a world without Steve?
Bubba from Yellowstone. Ramon, bring me some dignity. You phony voice faggot.
Ramon, I don't mind Anthony.
Ramon, knock me down to middays.
Oh, shit. I guess this was supposed to get to me. I don't know. Was it?
I don't know, but it does reinforce what you were saying.
Like,
Opie.
you're a real human being. Would something like this get to you? I need some advice here.
I don't know. See, I've never had it. See, this is what you said the other day. I'm just liked by everybody.
I understand that.
I don't know what it is, but I really am liked by many people.
But really, am I supposed to get to this? This is supposed to get to me or whatever?
Perhaps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it plays right into my
How's
strengths.
it? Is it getting? Let me look at you. No, not a bit.
No.
No.
You look exactly the same as you did
There's
yesterday
not-
and the day before. There's not even not an expression change.
Just an emotionless psychopath.
Exactly.
Do people understand that I get off on this stuff, knowing that I get under someone's skin? I hate to tear down the sixth wall, but...
How many walls do you have?
Christ, can we get a contractor in here? This place is like a madhouse.
It's a heptagon.
I'm working up to the octagon.
That's right. Hectagon. Wait, is hex hept? All right, good. Hex is 6.
But I love this shit. I can't tell you. I love that I can get to people. I love it, love it, love it.
Obviously.
I've enjoyed this my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sport for me.
It's good sport.
It is. When you play the audio of other radio guys and you can hear the anger in their voice and the frustration and how they just want to punch in the face.
Well, that does come up, doesn't it?
Enjoy this.
Can't believe we're not even up to the fight.
And that's why we got the pest mentality, because I'm like, why should I be the only one enjoying this? I think
Let others enjoy.
I think others out there would enjoy this just as much.
Share it, Opie.
Anthony. No, not Anthony. I actually don't mind him. It's that other little fuck. Opie.
Nah.
I think I could get it.
You guys. You Opie. You little red-headed dick on a dog looking pussy fuck.
Ooh.
The difference between you and I is I'm a real guy. I'm a man's man.
Okay.
And if I can kick some ass.
Are you?
It's one interpretation of that man's man thing.
A man's man would have his stomach stapled.
Yeah.
Todd.
So was Robert Reed. Look where it got him.
Wouldn't a
Thin
man's
as a pin, Magoo.
Wouldn't a man's man not give a shit?
He wouldn't give a shit.
Wouldn't a man's man not give a shit what he looks like?
Mm-hmm.
And he wouldn't get his stomach stapled, and he would just continue feeding his fat fucking face with cake to hide something that's going on in his psyche.
Mm.
Perhaps a childhood rape, perhaps not.
Dare to dream, Jimmy.
Man's man, have a Pabst.
A man's man. A man's man isn't getting his stomach stapled. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, Steve.
That's right. No offense, fucking computer nerd.
Man's man isn't getting tattooed all up his arm. Sorry, Steve.
Sorry,
Exactly.
Steve.
Man's man is leaving some sort of homoerotic Mike Piazza beard.
Sorry, Steve.
Sorry, Steve.
Man's man isn't about to run in here and punch me in the side of my face.
Hey, no one can see this. Can someone lock the door? Because here he comes. I don't want to deal with this.
Oh,
shit.
no.
He's coming. He could be coming after you or me. I
Oh,
don't know.
no, here he comes.
Gee, who do you think he's coming after? You or me? Paycheck?
Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
There's a hug.
You like me. I thought
It's
you
a
liked me.
bear hug.
I love you.
Steve really is loved.
Yes.
He gets a lot of ribbing on this show.
We love Steve.
But Steve is loved. And I got to tell you, Steve,
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. You look great.
Thank you so much,
You
Anthony.
are really, really trimmed down. Look at him. He's wearing a black shirt.
Yep.
And, of course, sleeveless.
Of course. You look fantastic.
Thank
you are really slimming down.
He's getting a
Thank
V.
you.
A V.
What are your pant size now?
Now it's 38. I'm trying to get into the 36s.
But you're a big guy.
Oh, yeah, I still weigh 250.
But you're not fat.
Not as much.
No.
No, you're not fat,
Not
Steve.
as much. Well, I'm still trying to see.
You know what it is? Let me
shit
tell you.
right here.
But you're bigger up top than you are in the midsection and around the bottom.
Yeah. Well, it's probably the last 30-pound push, and then I'll get rid of all of the fatness from being a fat guy. It's just diet and working out right now.
Well, you lose because it's winter during the hibernation. I guess
Exactly.
you lose a lot of the weight.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Exactly.
There you go.
We love you, Steve.
Thank you. What about you, Jimmy?
Beyond words.
He says that now. I'm going to take 2 steps up this
Oh,
street. He's going
no.
to call me a faggot asshole
I
again.
adore Steve.
Listen, we got to get back into this.
I just don't want to get threats, man. This is frightening audio. A little scary. I don't like it.
I want to thank Todd for this audio today because we had nothing planned for this program.
Oh.
Let's be honest with each other.
Please.
The difference between you and I is I'm a real guy. I'm a man's man.
Man's man. Ooh.
And if I can kick some ass. I'm not the toughest guy in the
40s
world.
terminology.
Probably mid-pack at best.
Man's man.
But I'm
I
certainly
have
fucking
moxie.
head and shoulders like...
You guys are in the druthers you're in. I'm a man's man.
When I get through with the Huns and the Japs, I'm coming after you, my friend.
Just listen to the fun that we still have in our voices.
I'm a man's man. I bring my gals silk stockings.
And I don't take any guff. You guys don't want to give B to the L to the S any bunk. Holy Toledo. Ugh. How old are you? How old is he?
I don't know. He's a man's man. Ooh.
I'm a man's man.
Man's man.
And if you don't believe
I'm not
me,
the
I'll go
toughest
down to
guy in the
Vic
world.
Tanny's and work out
Probably
with you.
mid-pack at best. But I'm certainly fucking head and shoulders against you, and I have a standing request.
Here it is again.
I'll fight you anytime, anywhere,
Yeah.
on any form. And I prefer it to be like an octagon UFC kind of deal, bro.
Let's take
That's
off
what I
our
prefer.
fedoras and go at it.
He's bringing up the octagon.
Dude,
again.
that's
The octagon.
embarrassing.
Listen, brother.
That sounds really scary.
That's
The
right.
Octagon.
8 guns.
Is that 8 guns? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Why would I give you the pleasure?
Octagon.
When I know I'm just getting under your skin and driving you nuts. And how brave are you? You're throwing all these threats around. You're not even in New York City. You're in Tampa. You don't even broadcast from here.
Yeah.
You think I'm going to take time out of my busy life to fly down to Tampa?
You just going to enjoy your millions.
Right. And are we going to work on a charity? Are we? Is this going to be a charity event where we're beating each other up, but it's for a good cause? Ugh.
Yeah, because you'd like sell tickets, right?
Yeah, because this is hack radio crap.
It's not going to be a Rocky Balboa, Apollo Creed in the basement alone thing.
No,
it's going to be a big event, and then you can't pocket the money from it, so it's got to go to your favorite charities.
And we're going to sell tickets, right?
Yeah.
And then our fans will have signs, and your fans will have signs.
Yeah.
Ugh. Maybe we can get Thunder Lips.
Hey. Hey, charity hurts.
We got bird lips over here, so we don't need Thunder Lips.
No need to blow out my candle to make yours shine brighter.
Good advice, Jimmy.
Words to live by.
That's mature.
All right, here we go.
Gone. UFC kind of deal, Brent. That's what I would prefer. But I'll wrestle you. I'll box you.
That sounds sexy now.
Sure does.
How the fuck am I going to wrestle a fat fuck like you? Let's be fair here.
How would you do it?
How the fuck?
What style?
Because even after getting your stomach stapled,
Greco-Roman?
you're still a fat fuck, Todd.
I say ancient Greece style where you're both naked.
That's right. I say a couple of men do some docking and settle this.
Why not?
How the fuck am I going to wrestle you? You're a fat fuck still.
Yeah, I think the weight class is a little off.
It's a little off. Why don't we be fair here, Todd?
He's a homoerotic fatso with a phony voice. Let's get together and settle this in a little cage, a couple of men wrestling, a couple of men's men.
I thought you meant Steve again.
No.
Okay.
That's not homoerotic. That's sexual.
You know, Jimmy, you're onto something because I've threatened a lot of people in my life, and I've never threatened them to a wrestling match.
Ugh.
I don't want to touch another man, Todd.
Yeah. Here's what it is about
what
fighting.
What kind of sick fantasies do you have that you want me to wrestle you?
What are you looking at? I'll hold you down and suck your dick.
What do you want? What do you want? A mud wrestle, or will it be an oil wrestling match? You faggot.
Here it is with fighting over the age of, I'll even go like 30, 35. Here's the deal with fighting over that age. You don't do it for sport unless you're a professional boxer, kind of at the end of your prime. You don't do it as a game. You don't do it as a gag. It's probably for life or death that you're fighting at that age. Because why else are you fighting? There's no rules to it. And for the most part, if you get threatened where you're going to receive some kind of bodily harm, you just shoot the person. You get enough aggression towards you where you feel that your life is in danger to justify deadly physical force, and you shoot the person, and the fight's over. Why would you fight over that age? Is that a man's man? Is that part of being a man's man? Because then I am a geek, and I don't understand it.
You don't know anything about being a man's man.
I'm too skinny. I don't have that fighter's body.
You look great after the stomach stapling.
Well, that's very good. You know I just ran a few on the outside.
He's Mac on the beach. He kicks sand in your face.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there going, hey!
See, Anthony didn't have to get his stomach stapled. He just said no.
He just
said, you know what, I'm not going to eat that.
You got to put down the junk food. That's all. Don't have steak every night.
And I understand there's people out there that have had their stomach stapled and they needed to for health reasons and all that, blah, blah, blah. I understand that. But to say you're a man's man doesn't get his stomach stapled.
Douchebag, you had a tummy tuck.
It's a glandular problem.
A man's man doesn't give a shit what he looks like and will just continue to eat whatever the fuck he wants.
It's my thyroid,
goddammit. Smoke whatever the fuck he wants and walk around looking like a slob. They don't give a shit. That's what happened. And they still get laid, and they have a great life. That's a man's man, Todd.
I'm a man's man. Now get me that girdle. I have a photo shoot. You ex-fatso, shut up.
Bam Bam from Texas. What's up?
Hey, from what I hear, Rock Hudson was a man's man also.
He certainly was.
A man's man.
And he had a colon stapling, as it were.
And a man's man doesn't offer to wrestle another man.
Here, he was buried upside down.
Let's all wrestle just to feel how uncomfortable it would be.
But only if we can put on the wrestling outfits, the ones that like go to mid-thigh, and the high school ones where you'd look and go, ooh.
Yeah, big bulge in the front, and those wacky ear things that you got to put on.
Where it accents your ball bag.
Yeah. Big ball bag rubbing on your back as he's trying to roll you over. That's men.
Like Tom Cruise in Born on the 4th of July in the hot scenes.
Oh.
Before the legs went.
Wow. Any sport with men in tights. Stop it.
Let's go to Sweaty Balls. Sweaty Balls?
Yeah, my XM radio display says People Hate Us as the title to your show today. Shouldn't it be People Hate Opie?
Yes.
Yeah, they could change it to that. That's
okay.
That would be very flattering to me today.
Later, boy.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Scott, Nebraska. Scott, what's up?
Hey, guys, how's it going this morning?
All right.
Opie, I think you should just put your scuba gear on and go down there and whip his ass.
Now, underwater. Oh, Jesus, Stan.
Hold on.
Stan just pulled up a picture of a high school or college wrestler in his attire.
There you go.
There's a man's man, I guess.
There's a man's man.
Oh, look at his... Dude, just wrestle naked. That suit is doing nothing to cover up his junk.
Could we start a thread on Whackbag? I rarely request anything on this program.
Uh-huh.
Can we do a man's man page on Whackbag so I can laugh later?
Man's man, a lot of photos, a lot of photo shopping, perhaps.
Well, how do you get that picture on Whackbag? Let's start it with that picture. That's a
Just
man's
give it a old
man.
right click, save picture.
Yeah, and let's
That'll
send it
work.
off to Whackbag.
Properties, get the link.
Let's start a man's man thread.
That's a man's man. He is the #1 entrant right now.
So we could all be homoerotic. Let's say, Scott, Nebraska, what else do you have about this?
Back when I first got XM, Bubba was on 152, and I used to listen to him because there wasn't anything else on. But before it came out public that y'all were going to be on XM, he was talking about, just before he got fired, how great it would be for you guys and him to be on a premium channel on XM. And I know some of your OCD fans can find the audio of it, but
there's audio.
On XM.
He talked to the press about the perfect radio channel would be him, Howard, and us. So, I mean, he respects us and knows that we're very talented. But now that he has to kiss Howard's ass, he wants to look good in Howard's eyes. He's going to go after us now. I mean, most people understand the phoniness of this whole thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if already things are peeking through, because Howard's Howard, man. That are annoying Bubba and everybody else that works around Howard. It's just the way it is. And again, this is from experience, not speculation. We've worked with the guy. We know what it's like. It's no fun. The guy is about me, me, me. The guy is about, he even said it, in between bitching about Les Moonves, Joel Hollander, and CBS, which is all he's doing now, jumping from talk show to talk show, where people are having less and less interest, by the way. All he does is talk about that. But then on Hannity, he was talking about how he pretty much just gave up on his family at one point to go down in his basement and write his books and do radio and whatever. And it's always been about him. He lost his marriage over it, had some kind of falling out with his kids that he kind of touched on Hannity. And that's because it's all about him. Do you think if he can't relate and have a relationship with his own family, that it cost him his marriage, that Bubba the Love Sponge is the guy he's going to cuddle up to and help out and make his own? This has always been and always will be about Howard Stern. That's both channels, everything. You're a part of something over there, but the bigger picture is just Howard.
Todd, do yourself a favor. Distance yourself from Howie.
Yeah, it's probably best if you can keep the gig.
Keep the
but
gig
distance
and distance
yourself
from Howie. You'll
and
be
not,
better off in the end.
You will. It will definitely be advantageous to you when this falls apart, or when he pisses you off too much, or when he fires you, or whatever.
Right.
And I'm not making guarantees that that's going to happen. I guarantee that Opie and Anthony will be off the air. Really? Can I, Jimmy? Do ya?
Do you?
Do you guarantee it?
But our suggestion, little help, distance yourself.
And thanks to the pests out there, because they're fighting these battles all over the place that we don't even know about. I saw another one where people are convinced that XM is going to fire us, and people are writing back and fighting back, and I appreciate it. The other thing, this whole premium channel thing, they love to jump on that we were a failure on the premium channel.
I believe when we went on the premium channel, when we went on, we were on it because we were failures. Then when we were off it, we were off it because we were failures. I don't get it.
We were such failures that XM decided to expose us to the entire platform. I guess if that's being a failure, I want to be a failure every time.
It was
dummies.
It was a great way for XM, not great for us. We didn't like it right from the start. I mean, we wanted to be on the whole platform, but for them to put their toe in the water, as it were, they wanted to test it out, see if we were going to get people on board, see if there was going to be some kind of backlash. And when the backlash didn't happen, and they saw that people were signing up and interested in the show, we got ourselves off of the premium. That is what happened. It's nothing about, oh my God, they're failing, take them off. Oh my God, they're failing, keep them on.
Let's go to Dugout Doug. Doug!
What's up? It's Doug the No Voice Guy, because we have to have our the name when we're fighting with Howard and his channel and Bubba and all that shit.
Everyone's got a the something, right?
Well, we got Friday is a good test. Let's see how many Stern and Bubba the Love Sponge fans we have come assault us. If we only have 5 fans, they got to have a lot more. Let's see who shows up at the Hard Rock on Friday to fuck with us, because it's a good opportunity for them.
Yeah,
you got the commanders in chief, you 3 guys sitting there. You can have all the fucking asshole generals in one room. Let's have these guys all come and tell us how much of a bunch of losers we are, right to our faces. And then if they have a lot of them, I say fighting is not the answer. You settle things the way you settle them in radio, guys. The age-old way to settle things and prove a point in radio. We sit on billboards as long as we can and eat nothing but Whoppers and see how long we can stay on top of a billboard. Because that's how you settle stuff, baby. They do it from O-Town. I'll do it here in Virginia Beach. We'll have somebody else do it up in New York. We'll fucking sit on billboards.
Yeah,
baby.
brother! I'm going to live on a billboard!
Right, until my sports team wins.
Oh,
my
man.
favorite sports team.
Oh, God, that old gag.
Faggots.
Yeah, we're doing a live broadcast this Friday at the Hard Rock Cafe for St. Patty's Day. Bubba, you know where I'm going to be. Simple as that.
Come on down.
You brave fuck.
We'll have a couple of drinks.
Let's see how brave you are.
Sure.
They've got
Shut
nothing.
your
They've got
fucking
no fans.
fat trap, Todd.
I don't know how many.
And just stay in fucking Tampa.
I don't know how much of the audio you guys listened to from the Letterman thing yet, but when they had people chanting O&A and then they asked how many Howard fans there were from the video from yesterday, and one guy yelled.
Where's the video clips from the attack on Howard yesterday? Are they up on opieandanthony.com yet?
I think they're up on opieandanthony.com. I just saw the link.
We're going to get to that a little later today, and I got to thank Bam and No Filter Paul and the rest of the guys. I was an eyewitness. You guys were unfucking believable yesterday. Yes, that's true. I was down there checking it out from afar myself. And when you guys chased the limo, I couldn't have been prouder. I was laughing my fucking ass off. And then the limo gets stuck at a red light, and they completely surrounded the limo, and Howard had to sit there and take it.
And then the limo took off, tires screeching.
Right, like they're trying to get
me out of here, right? Get me out of here.
Yeah, they're getting the limo out of there like they're trying to get Kennedy to a fucking hospital. What's wrong, Howard? What's wrong? You couldn't take it? You told Ronnie to step on it? Step on it, Ronnie! Step on it!
Wait a second, hold on. It's Ronnie, the limo driver. Get it? Because he drives the limo. I'm Doug, the No Voice Guy, because I don't have a voice right now. You get it? It's fucking hilarious when you do that.
It really is, Doug.
It's hilarious.
Bam is a fucking psychopath. I don't know how many movies you watched where they have that renegade cop that everybody fucking hates, but you love to have him on your squad because he's a psycho.
Yeah.
That's Bam. Bam is completely out for himself, but he is fucking out of his mind and gets the job done better than I've ever fucking seen it.
He's a loose cannon.
Yeah, Bam is a creepy, unshaven problem in slacks.
You know what,
Bam
though?
is a fucking wacko.
I gotta tell you about the pests. They are playing their role perfectly these days. They're not getting in trouble. They're just annoying the fuck out of people.
Yeah, visually.
They are playing this perfectly and continue with this, guys.
Yep.
And every time Howard mentions the Army, they have 5 Army members. That is you guys getting under his skin. You guys getting under his skin. What's wrong there, Doug?
Guys, I just realized, and I'm going to punch out because I made a big mistake. Bubba, we're really sorry we got off talking about you, and we're talking about the more important guy. So we'll let you guys go back to talking about Bubba. It always happens. We always end up talking about Howie because, Bubba, you ain't fucking shit. Get it through your fucking head, Mr. Midday.
All right. Thank you there, Doug.
Bye, sweetie.
Thank you. Yes, I was down there, and I checked it out live, and it was hilarious what was going on.
Is there audio?
Of what?
From outside, from all that?
Yeah, there's video clips and stuff that Bam sent Steve. They should be up on opieandanthony.com soon. There was one point where Howard turned around to wave to his fans, realized it was all Opie and Anthony people, and then quickly turned around and ran into the theater. It was the funniest fucking thing. The funniest. He just assumed they were there for him, so he turns around, because he's so fucking out of touch, he has no clue. He turns around, and it's all Opie and Anthony people screaming in his face. He went, oh, there it is, right there.
Oof.
You know.
Ouch.
It's all about Allison.
Yeah, the latest banners they got, it's all about Allison. She's my best friend. And then everyone copies me, hoo-hoo. And then it says Opie and Anthony Satellite Radio, I can't see, something Pioneers. Original Pioneers, maybe. And they get new signs every time they show up and bother him.
And then we have audio of Bam stepping right up to Howard at the end of this.
Be careful, we don't want a lawsuit.
Of course not.
Just because we're having fun. See, we get to have fun again, Howard. Let's see. How many serious signs? None.
No.
None. It's all XM Opie and Anthony signs again. And then there's them chasing the limo. Fucking psychopaths. Step on it, Ronnie. They're chasing me. Get me to a hospital. I have a head wound.
Really are just complete pests.
Can we move on here?
Sure.
UFC kind of deal, Brent. That's what I would prefer. But I'll wrestle you. I'll box you. I'll UFC you.
Will you?
I'll do whatever you want.
It doesn't matter to the Jesus.
I'll come up to your town, New York City, where you live, and beat your fucking ass to the ground. Or I'll go to Washington, D.C., where you guys are based out of, and beat your fucking ass to the ground.
Will ya?
Stop being a pussy
Will ya?
and hiding behind your microphone.
Will ya?
And man the fuck up.
Will ya?
Man up.
Man the
If you're going
fuck
to talk
up.
shit, then you better be able to back it up.
Will ya?
Or get your ass kicked trying to back it up.
His whole life.
Or if you want to go to Hacks Interns versus Intern, get one of your intern, and I'll send Coco the glorified fucking monkey over there.
And just let us know how many days of convalescent leave you want to take.
We'll send Sam.
That's right.
Sam.
Toby.
With a Travis backup, just in case.
That's right.
It's a hell of a
Right.
tag team.
Oof.
That's right. One will snake his way into your cock hole, and the other one hides up your anus. Those two svelte gentlemen.
Bubba could eat them. That's it. He would eat one and then use the other one as a toothpick.
Why don't
to
you
get a
man
little
up?
Travis out of your teeth.
Being a man's man, I'm sure he'd love to eat Travis.
Yeah. I challenge you. We'll oil each other up. A couple of men oil each other up after we shave each other's bodies. Like eels. 2 eels with hard-ons. 2 erect eels like men drinking Pabst.
Opie,
Yes.
man the fuck up.
Man up.
Man
Everyone
the
knows where
fuck
I'm going to
up.
be on Friday. Simple as that.
Manning up, I hope.
Simple as that.
His whole life is a Don Johnson movie dialogue. Man up. You fucking cornball. Shut up. Man up. Can I have a tummy tuck, please? I'm a little chubby.
Everyone knows
Yeah.
where I'll be Friday.
Play that challenge, that fight challenge,
Everybody knows.
and put the Miami Vice music behind it. I gotta hear what that sounds like in that context,
Oh,
because it really is like 80s style,
Yeah.
Miami Vice kind of dialogue.
It's Harley and the Marlboro Man. What a douche.
You got it, Derek?
Hold on. I don't know if I got it here. Let's see.
On any form, and I'd prefer it to be like.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, just gotta fight. I want to hear this.
Kick some ass. I'm not the toughest guy in the world, probably mid-pack at best, but I'm certainly fucking head and shoulders against you, and I have a standing request. I'll fight you anytime, anywhere, on any form, and I'd prefer it to be like an octagon UFC kind of deal, bro. That's what I would prefer. But I'll wrestle you, I'll box you, I'll UFC you, I'll do whatever you want.
It doesn't matter to the Jesus.
I'll come up to your town, New York City, where you live, and beat your fucking ass to the ground.
Friday, I'll be at the Hard Rock Cafe, Bubba. Friday, I'll be at the Hard Rock Cafe, Bubba. Friday, I'll be at the Hard Rock Cafe. Bring it on, brother. Bring it on.
And man the fuck up.
Yeah.
If you're gonna talk shit, then you better be able to back it up.
Yeah,
get your
Tubbs.
ass kicked trying to back it up. Or if you want to go to hacks, interns versus intern, get you one of your interns, and I'll send Coco the glorified fucking monkey over there.
And we'll send
Just let us know how many days of convalescent leave you take.
I love it with the music. That's really like an 80s kind of challenge thing he's doing there.
Dude, he is.
Very cool.
What a cornball. I swear to God, he is a cornball.
Well, at least, come on. The guy's got to be a little grateful that at least we're giving him some listeners today.
Yes.
Because really, let's be honest here. We want to talk radio honesty. A lot more people are listening to this program here than yours.
All right. I have a response, and I want to do it.
Oh, a response.
I have a response, and I want to do it in song, if you will, okay?
In song?
Are you going to sing again? I'd like.
What is this, West Side Story? He's challenging in song fashion?
Yes, yes.
You gonna snap?
Yes.
I'll box you, just don't punch me in my stomach, Staples.
Come on, guys, man up. The Sharks are coming. Wow, this is gonna scare the shit out of him. Opie, calm down.
Easy.
You're a phony! Hey, this guy's a great big phony! You're a great big phony, you know that? That's right, you're a big fat phony! Precious people always tell me.
Yes, I am gay.
I'm scared of you! I wish I knew how to quit you. I'm scared.
You can keep your hands off of my mule.
Oh, you like that, don't you, faggot? I kiss you on the mouth. You want to kiss me, or? Oh, fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm scared of you, sir, and I'm protecting myself.
Act like wherever you are, that's the place to be.
This is great iced tea.
The attitude dictates that you don't care whether she comes, stays, lays, or prays. I mean, whatever happens, your toes are still popping.
Oh, those guys are fags.
Shut up, you damn asshole. 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 You damn asshole.
You have something to say. I have something to say. All right, so let's just talk.
Hello, exactly. You're not being fair. This isn't fair. I'm sorry. I did so many bad things. Show me how you suck a guy's cock. The last time I'm going to ask you.
Make me cry. Do you really want to hurt me?
You can get a doggy style and get in on your side. Those are your only choices. My house and I get to sing.
Hello, fuckface.
The boy fights for the pink team.
There's my response.
Wow.
Thank you.
Tough guy.
Wow.
With some Boy George. You're an ass.
Just because we're still having fun.
Oh.
Others in this business don't know how to have fun anymore.
It does seem.
Yeah, you guys are the most time taken off motherfuckers in the whole entire world, and you just got thrown off, or you're in the process of getting thrown off DirecTV.
Yeah.
That's something you guys don't even know about yet.
Really?
Yeah.
So build your little torture rack and realize that these satellite listeners are very smart. And you know what? Your little Opie fucking and Anthony pest control, or whatever the fuck you call it.
If you're an Opie and Anthony fan, you're a real fag.
Yeah, Moa, you can be. You know what? I'd love to see my listener.
All right, look, for your own safety,
Really?
you really can rag on us, and it's fun and whatever. It's cute and everything, but oh no, don't.
Don't do it.
I'm begging you, please, don't even mention the pests. There. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh, now you had to open up that can of worms.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Now we are truly scared.
All right.
For you.
All right. Well, he said it, so we might as well
So I
play
guess,
it.
just in case you guys didn't hear that.
They're fags, and they're... Oh, no.
Something about being a fag or something.
Whatever the fuck you call it.
If you're an Opie and Anthony fan, you're a real fag.
Yeah, Moa, you can be. You know what? I'd love to see my listeners and Howard's listeners fucking in like a Braveheart kind of deal.
How funny is that?
Yeah.
How funny is that he had to go, my listeners, and then,
listeners.
and Howard listeners, because obviously I don't have enough listeners to take on that.
Yeah.
You're such an asshole, Todd.
I'd like to see the Nambian Army and the United States Army. Stop it.
I'd like to see my listener and Howard's listeners. Ugh, what a worm. I would like to take the French army and the Korean army. And dude, who is this guy fucking Ned on his show that doesn't exist? Hawk, who is that? A phony fucking guy that does not exist, that they make, the producer does some phony voice, and they hire a guy to sign autographs?
I couldn't tell you.
There's a guy Ned on that show. It's a
Yeah.
phony voice, and they hire a guy to play him when he goes out.
Really?
What a fucking fraud.
Like our Jimmy Norton character.
There is no Jim. You think somebody could be that mushy and like trannies and still drive a caddy? I don't think so.
Patty Jimmy shows up.
Yeah, well,
He's real.
Let's continue this here.
Yeah, Moa, you can be. You know what? I'd love to see my listeners and Howard's listeners fucking in like a Braveheart kind of deal. Fight your guys'. Like you would whip your fucking ass.
Kilts?
You know what their listeners.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like kilts with our balls hanging out? Again, it's a little homoerotic. They show their asses to each other beforehand, and what about just a stand-up fight?
I'd like to see our listeners and Opie and Anthony's listeners in a Chariots of Fire kind of thing.
Right.
In a Philadelphia kind of situation.
Why not?
What is wrong with him? What a faggot. Dude, you want people to think that you have a huge audience. So wouldn't it just be your fans against our fans?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do I have to explain this to you, you dope? Your faithful listeners aren't buying into it. They know if you have to say my listeners and Howard's listeners, that means you don't have enough listeners.
Yeah.
You can't be this dumb.
Well, apparently can.
A Braveheart kind of deal. Fight your guys'. Because we would whip your fucking ass.
Can we paint our
You know what?
faces?
You know what their listeners are?
Sounds like fun.
Computer fucking nerds, just like those two.
All right.
Computer geek fuck
Wait a minute.
nerds are exactly what those two are, and that's who listens to them.
All right, I'll give them. I'll give them the listeners and me. Not Opie.
Nope.
Opie's not. But our listeners, a lot of them, yeah, computer nerds, computer geeks.
Nope. I'm too busy building bombs in my basement.
Right. I'm a computer geek. I'll give them that too. To be honest, I love computers. They're fun. They're a great way to keep informed and keep in contact with your fans.
Yeah.
You ought to give it a try. Oh, Opie, not the Vicodin.
Not my doll.
Not the Vicodin again. Your intervention time. Are you chewing that? You don't chew those. You're a man's man. Why don't you come down here
Why don't you have a little moxie and come on down? I'll cut Z's in your cheeks. I'll cut Z's, the mark of the squealer.
Here we go.
Not dudes. Not guys who like wrestling and racing and chasing whores. No, and drinking fucking Miller Lite. These guys, football.
Hey, I've had a light beer. I have, bucko.
And not like wrestling and chasing whores. That's all that fucking fruit Eric does is look at wrestlers, and all I do is chase whores. What are you talking about?
And let me tell you something.
And we don't like racing, you know.
No.
That's why we're not having Jimmy Johnson on tomorrow to do our show. You know, he's only the best NASCAR racer there is these days. He's not going to be on our show tomorrow because we hate racing.
If you're drinking Miller Lite and watching NASCAR, you're not chasing babes. Well, you might be chasing them, but they're running really fast away from you.
Did he really say Miller Lite?
Yeah.
A man's man. I can't believe we have
Whiskey, leave the bottle.
I can't believe we got to keep pointing this shit out. A man's man would never admit that he drinks a light beer.
What a
Miller
fag.
Lite.
Hey, you want to be a man's man? Get together and have a hot toddy.
When you're with your friends and you're the guy that wants to drink a light beer, you always kind of whisper that order to the
Cosmos
waitress.
for everybody.
Come on, man up and have a Manhattan. Give me that umbrella for my drink.
I would say a man's drink, if you want to go for beer or something, it's probably a Guinness. Good
sure.
Irish. You're gonna get a little tank down there and probably have a fight and throw up. That's a man's man.
What else does this man's man enjoy? I like to get together and felch some cum out of an ass. That's what a man's man does. I have my tummy stapled and felch a load out of someone's ass.
A man's man is not scared of cum.
I want to challenge.
I gargle with it.
I want to challenge both programs. A challenge.
Yeah.
Who can make the biggest AIDS quilt?
A
man's man.
A Braveheart situation.
Braveheart situation.
Cornball.
Oh, we'll challenge you. We'll challenge you to some LARPing.
Yes, can we LARP? 2 damage. 2 damage.
2 damage.
2 damage. I'm casting spells with beanbags.
We have all our LARPing weapons.
LARPing gear. I have my wizard hat, and I think I could take them.
2 damage. 2 damage.
2 damage. 2 damage. 2 damage.
2 damage.
What's your damage up to? Who's keeping track? I'm casting a spell. 5 damage, and you're rooted. You can't move.
I think you need to fall down because you have enough damage.
Right.
And chasing whores. No, and drinking fucking Miller Lite. These guys, football and college, NCAA. No.
Yeah.
Your guys are little Bill Gates computer fucking pest hack fucks.
Yeah.
Suck a dick, you little cocksuckers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? Take my challenge. Take my challenge.
Challenge.
Opie. Take
Friday, I'll be
you
at the Hard Rock
piece
Cafe.
of little redheaded shit.
Friday, I'll be
Quit
at the
being a little
Hard Rock
pussy.
Cafe.
Just
Friday,
say
I'll be
yes,
at the Hard
or
Rock
just say
Cafe.
no.
Friday, I'll
I feel
be
like
at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Opie, if you agree to any of this, just say yes. Yes. When you see me, just say yes.
Friday,
Give me
I'll
a
be at the
definitive
Hard Rock
reason
Cafe.
as to why
You're
you
saying
won't
yes?
fight me.
Friday,
You're
I'll
not a
be
better
at
name
the
than me. You're not
Hard
better
Rock
than me in
Cafe.
radio.
He said say
You
yes.
don't make more money than me.
Friday,
I've
I'll
got no
be
problem
at
with
the
that other
Hard
dude.
Rock Cafe.
Because for the most part, he don't talk no shit. No, for the most part, he knows his fucking role.
Yeah, I don't talk no
But it's
shit.
that little fuck that tries to be so cocky and so tough.
I've been honest about everything I've said this morning. He's right. I don't talk any shit. I've been completely honest and spelt it out, I think, a way everyone can understand about having some dignity with your show and what we do here and what you're doing over there. I think it was spelled out. Thank you for that, because I am being completely honest, and I wasn't talking any shit. You're
Friday, I'll be at the Hard Rock Cafe.
That tune is so catchy.
And
stuck in my head.
And according to the people over there, we only have 4 or 5 listeners, so it shouldn't be a threatening situation.
The Army.
Right, Todd?
It's only 4 or 5. They won't even get involved. Sit on the sidelines and watch.
That's right. You better call JetBlue. You better call JetBlue. You have a flight to book.
Right.
You have a flight to book, Bubba.
It's down. It's going down.
You know, somebody who talks like him you'd think looked like Hogan or Coco or somebody, or Craig the Bulldog or somebody that's tough. Or Cook a Duck Billy.
With a camera tripod in a hotel room? Oh, the other, right. I thought you meant from Hogan's Heroes, sorry. Head caved in and a heart on. Pervert.
A big one, though.
Guy's my hero.
I have something you don't have.
Uh-oh.
Psychosis.
Oh.
Psychosis.
Hallucinations.
Occasionally.
And a great body.
Delusions. What's that called?
What?
Dementia?
Yeah.
Some dementia thrown in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, somebody who talks like him you'd think looked like Hogan or Coco or somebody, or Craig the Bulldog or somebody that's tough or Crooked Duck Billy.
What?
Funny character, I
Not
guess.
somebody that looks like that little puss.
No, not
People
somebody-
who talk that much shit, looks like, Joe Varillo or Fabrizi or some, Mark Rush, some stud, right?
Chuck Zito.
Yeah.
Some stud.
Oh,
Some
my.
stud.
Was he mentioning
God.
hot guys? Because I didn't recognize one of those names.
Dudes, let me tell you a little something about me. I hate to admit it.
Hmm.
I couldn't name you one stud. I just
No?
couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Let me think.
Gun to my head, I couldn't
Studs.
name one stud. Because I'm not looking at other men, faggot.
Stud. No.
Can you name a stud?
I'm trying to think of a
Name
stud.
one stud, Anthony. The
And a
pressure's
stud-
on.
A stud isn't just like a Hollywood guy, because that's not a stud, is
Stud's
it?
a man's man
A
in
man's
real life.
man
Good
in real
looking,
life. Right.
Virile.
Right.
You know, a guy with a really good body. Because he notices guys with really good bodies. Name one.
Stud.
A stud.
All right, Patrice's pal there, the English guy.
Gavin.
Gavin is a stud.
That's right. Sam.
There you
I
go.
say Sam. We all have
Sam.
different taste.
You like the thin boyish figure?
Yes, I like the waif.
I like large black men.
We can agree to disagree.
And they'll look at the clock and see what time I said that so they could jot it down
But even
for the next promo, assholes.
Even with Gavin, who's what, like 6'9", 300, not an ounce of fat on him, you wouldn't look at him and go, wow, what a stud.
Opie, the name stud or word stud never came to my mind when I was looking at Gavin, talking
You
to
would
him.
look at him, what would you think? Holy shit, that guy could kick
I was
some
gonna
ass.
kick some ass, right.
I would never go, hey, Gavin, you're a stud.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Not in public.
A stud.
Ugh.
A real stud.
Joe Varillo or Fabrizi or some, Mark
Jim
Rush,
Norton.
some stud, right?
Chuck Zito.
Yeah, Chuck Zito talks that much shit. And Opie, not some little fucking pussy like you.
With a neck like a stack of dimes and arms like a garden hose.
Hey, that one again.
Anthony, Opie, don't be a little pussy. Just say yes.
Man,
I'll
Just
be
look
at
at
the
me.
Hard Rock
Say yes.
Cafe Friday for
So
our
I can
St.
beat your
Patty's
ass
Day
like you're stealing chickens, you little
broadcast.
fuck.
And we don't have a lot of listeners.
And if
so
you're
it
not
shouldn't be
going
a
to say
threatening
yes, and you're going to call me
situation.
names, and you're going to call me a fat ass and Jabba the Hutt and everything else you call me, then at least fight me. Just fight me. Just say yes. Anything else in closing? Ned, anything in closing?
BTLS.com.
What's there, Ned?
The Ned Only CD.
Right.
Get it today.
That's
Brent,
the
anything
fake
in
guy?
closing?
That's a character.
Nope, that's it.
That was just that guy?
Dude, it's not a real... This fucking hack, he called this show Hacks,
Yeah.
is a fake character. Now, I know it sounds like we're fake characters, but this producer really does run around with his face in more white stuff than a shovel. Fucking Steve really is that perfectly enunciating boob that we paint him out to be.
Right.
These guys exist as we say they do. You fucking phony.
I'm a xenophobic asshole.
You really
who locks
are.
himself in his house
If anything
over
with
the
a
weekend.
anything with a J, whether they're germs or Jews,
Right.
you don't want them near you.
Oh, Jigaboo. Yeah, that works too. Okay.
Well, I want to thank Todd for playing right into our hands again. And I want to thank him because I get off on this. I know for a fact I got under your skin again.
Yeah, Opie personally enjoys things like this.
Certainly do. And I will be at the Hard Rock Cafe this Friday for our St. Patty's Day broadcast from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Is that another man's man?
That's Ned. That's the character.
Oh,
That's
that's
probably
the
the old guy
character
they
with the
pay.
fake beard,
They
the
say-
wig, and the headband thing? Is that what I'm seeing there?
Wow, what a cornball.
It's radio, dude.
I
What's
don't.
with the,
I don't really get it. Can someone explain this thing
I
to
don't
me?
get it.
Well, Hawk, do you want to explain it? 'Cause
It's
you,
a bug.
I
It's
don't-
a bug.
Yeah.
Is that the guy on the show?
Yeah, it's a voice on the show. He's supposed to be this old, crazy, racist redneck guy down in Florida, and it's really his producer doing the voice. And they hire an old guy to show up at the events to sign photos and.
Ooh.
Why would you? Liddy? Why would you do that? I don't know. I think it's kind of crazy.
Liddy.
You can't do Liddy anymore.
I
They got rid of the lids on the yogurt tops.
I better man up.
Do Toppy.
Don't do Toppy. No.
See?
Oh, Toppy's got a deep voice. He's a man's lid. Toppy sounds a little retarded.
Ooh, Toppy's a stud.
I can lift weights and duck.
Shit.
Oh my
Did you
God.
fuck Toppy? Did Toppy fuck my wife?
Let's go to Brother Joe.
Hey, kids.
Hey, man.
Hey, I would love to volunteer to kick that fat fuck's ass on his home turf in Florida.
Yes.
On St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
In fact, I can do it in between sets at the Hard Rock Cafe in Lauderdale when 2U goes down to play on St. Patrick's
What
Day.
Hard Rock Cafe? Your phone crapped out. Lauderdale.
Oh, sorry, man. It's
at Lauderdale?
Lauderdale. Yeah,
Fort Lauderdale, Hard Rock Cafe.
See, Todd's not.
That's right.
Todd's not going to be in Florida though, because he's going to be on JetBlue flying up to New York.
Right.
To kick my ass.
Maybe I'll kick his ass on the connecting flight. And
what does a guy wear to an ass kicking? I don't even know.
I don't know. You got to get some ass kicking clothes. Those
Wear
ain't
a
it.
big,
No.
Wear a big boot to put up his fat ass.
All right.
Well, that would be funny. You walk around with a big boot on one foot. So this is going up your ass, my friend.
Vaseline on the tip.
You
Yeah,
know,
you
man,
wear those wrestling tights.
Talk, guys. I swear to God, man, I had the weirdest fucking dream last night that I had to jump in on a physical fight that you were having with Howard. This is totally coincidence. Last night I had that dream that I jumped in on a fight that you were having with Howard.
It's a premonition.
And kicked his ass. I don't know, man. It was just weird coincidence.
There would be no way he would even get near any of us.
Oh,
He would run away just for, fear of, I don't know, germs. He's an ass. Fort Lauderdale, when?
That's on St. Patty's Day.
St. Patty's Day. For our Florida listeners, see 2U, one of the premier U2 tribute band.
And for more information, you hit notu2.com.
Wonderful, Joe. I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, and I will kick Bubba's ass.
Bye, Dollface.
By the way, he wants to do an intern fight. Yes, we will send our intern Poe. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
We'll fight one of his interns.
Okay.
Our intern's name is Poe.
Our intern Poe.
Intern
because
Poe.
it's short because poet was too long.
That's right.
So we just shortened it to Poe, but he does poetry.
That's right.
And he likes singing Lionel Richie songs.
That's right.
And we'd put him up against any of your interns.
Of course we will.
Yeah. Poe.
I'm so scared that I will not announce that I'll be at the Hard Rock Cafe this Friday for our St. Patty's Day broadcast. Because only a dummy would announce where he's going to be.
If you were...
if he was scared, right.
So scared.
Only a dummy would do that.
Now I'm scared.
Are you scared?
Yeah, I'm scared.
Are you really scared?
Because I'm a computer geek. I just hide behind my keyboard.
I'll be in Atlanta, so I don't have to worry about the tornado coming up here and hitting me.
You bastard. You're not even going to be around.
I don't want to be nowhere near that whirlwind when he shows up with his listeners.
We better have a buffet at the Hard Rock Cafe for Bubba.
Just don't punch me in my staples. You can hit me in the face or chin. Just don't punch my staples.
Will there be ground rules like that, you think? No staple punching?
No staple punching.
Yeah.
Oh, pinching my fat before they cut it off. Yuck. Fucking, you fat glutton. You fucking grabbing for more than your share, gluttonous pig. Your depression because you were off the air. No wonder you tried to kill a pig on the air. That was a self-fulfilling prophecy.
He's always been fat.
How has he really?
Yeah, he's always been feeding his fat face.
Always shoving more than his share down his throat. Always overcompensating.
Yeah, there's something going on there.
I can't say no.
And they say that's
psychological.
Yeah,
thing.
they say that's hiding something.
It's probably a molested. Hopefully he was molested. Let's hope he was.
Yeah.
And what a lot of fat people do is because they were sexually abused, they try to very subconsciously make themselves ugly so nobody will find them sexually attractive again and hurt them that way.
Was he a cute little lad, maybe like Jimmy?
He might have been.
Tussleable hair.
And I bet you that's where all those homoerotic references came. Maybe some sort of a close relative or a neighbor or somebody trusted would sneak in, and the BLS moniker would be, come on, baby, let's suck. That's what that would be. It would be hold that little fat face and open it and put that man's mule into it.
And the whole thing with the fighting and be a man up and stuff. It's too macho.
Absolutely.
It's too over the top. Like let me go way over this way so I could stay as far away from the other side of the spectrum, which is gayness. Yeah. That really, and I'm no Sigmund Freud over here, but that's pretty standard stuff. The more you try to come off as a real tough guy, the less tolerant you are to the other side, and the maybe the closer you are to the other side. Trying to
we could all agree that we hate the faggots.
Hey, if we can all just shake on one thing in this world.
Why don't we get interns to fight? Let's get our favorite hookers to fight.
Right.
You bring your hooker, Bubba, and I'll bring mine, and mine will tear a wig off and hit you right with a dick.
By the way, that was a joke. We love our faggots.
Absolutely.
Of course we do.
They're terrific.
They certainly are.
They make nice clothes.
All right, let's get out of here for a little while. Everybody! Keep trying to figure us out. You're checking out the Opie and Anthony program on XM Satellite Radio. Want to thank the faithful listeners of this program for supporting us on a daily basis. The show is getting more gooder because of you, and we thank you. We don't thank them enough, Anthony.
Fuck them.
We don't thank them enough. I guess Imus was talking about it.
Yeah.
He wants to call me or something.
Really?
Yeah, and
do you want to fight you?
It says, this is the latest post on the New York Radio message board.
Uh-huh.
The Mecca of all
radio message boards. Alan Sniffen.
It's Imus. Do we have audio of this? Maybe someone could send us the audio.
Yeah.
Imus just mentioned that he's going to call Opie, who he said had called him once before. Imus mentioned something about needing to talk some sense into Opie.
Uh-oh.
My dad's getting involved.
Oh, boy.
Yesterday, Imus had mentioned how he had purchased a good deal of stock in Sirius at a low price and that he really wanted Howard Stern to succeed there because of it. I'm wondering if he's worried that Opie's rumored forthcoming presence on CBS Radio will be a boon to XM, if it happens, and have a substantially negative impact on Sirius.
He's just doing it. He's trying to manipulate you for his stock. Get the SEC.
If this is all true, big if, then I guess the whole scenario is making for strange bedfellows. Imus and Stern, and may put Opie and Anthony, who Imus has seemed to like, on the opposite side of his fence if they land at CBS. A lot of rumors, a lot of speculation out there, Anthony.
Plenty.
And we've said what we have to say about that today anyway, right?
So we have to, what we can at this time, things like that.
All right, let's go to General Bam. General Bam.
Hey, what's up?
Sorry to make you wait so long there, Bam.
Oh, that's fine. Don't worry about it. I was driving. Drawing radio.
You know how this works, right?
Yeah.
We answer the phone, you're on it, and then you talk about something.
What's up,
man? All right. With those ground rules, I think we're ready to go.
How about we try again?
All right, start over. Hold on.
I'm going to put him on hold and everything.
All right.
Hey, Anthony, let's go to the phones.
Oh. Hello.
Hi, General Bam. How
General
are you
Bam
today?
on the phone.
Hey, how you guys doing? I just got to say, I realized yesterday at our attack on Stern that it is no longer 1994.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, 1994, we would not be walking out of there alive. We outnumbered his fans by more than 5-1.
Yeah, I saw it for myself. I was down there, Bam. You guys did a great job.
More than 5 to 1. By the way, I just have to say, No Filter Paul is a fucking MVP of this attack.
What did he do?
For all the shit we give him, he did an amazing job today.
Well, if he did such an amazing job, wouldn't he be calling us to tell us? Because that's what No Filter Paul does.
Well, I think he has to work.
Oh, okay. Well, what did he do?
Howard is such a pussy and so afraid that he showed up at 3:30 for a 5 p.m. taping. He showed up earlier than anyone else shows up.
No.
For that show.
He was trying to avoid the whole O&A pest thing outside Letterman. So I heard about this, by the way. So he showed up at 3:30. No one shows up at Letterman at 3:30. No one. And the pests were already there, by the way.
Yeah, so we were staging at that time, and No Filter Paul noticed the limo there and got us there in time to assault Howard on the way in, and you could see this scowl on Howard's face. He was.
Yeah, well, there's nothing he could do about it because he doesn't have the passion to fight back anymore. He would actually have to communicate with his own fans. He doesn't want to do that.
He had 5 fans there. That's it. Most of the people there were there to see Carrie Underwood annoy Howard Stern.
Yeah.
That's how pathetic his show has become. He doesn't have the listeners he once had. He's a mere shadow of himself.
And the best part, Howard thought those people were there for him, and he turned around to wave to everyone and realized quickly that it was all Opie and Anthony fans with banners and went, fuck, not again. And he ran into the studio.
O&A fans and Carrie Underwood fans. Jesus Christ.
Well, that would be a better challenge, I think. We'll take on the Carrie Underwood fans.
Let me tell you, brother.
Because we're all
Bring
a bunch
them
of
on.
nerds.
We'll even go against Clay Aiken fans. Bring them all on.
Ooh.
All right, Ben. Well, we got some pictures and, I guess, audio.
Yeah, and I just No Filter Paul again at the end getting that wow sticker on Howard's limo just going away.
You know they had a scream. You know how, like
a parking violation sticker?
Right. You know when the lights fade and the limo's somewhere on a side street, they have to get out of the fucking limo and scrape it off.
Annoying bastards you are.
Oh, that's great.
He got stuck at that light, and we were right pressed up against the side of his limo with the, "Hey, Howard, did your daughter have fun at Jingle Ball 2000 banner?" You could see him inside. He was
Bam, I got to tell you again, I saw the whole thing, and it was so funny to me, and it was also very obvious that Howard couldn't take it to the point where he actually told his limo driver to step on it.
Step on it. Nice job, Lou.
I mean, his limo driver at the light was like pumping the brakes.
Going to Noble,
trying
maybe?
to see if he could run the light.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man, I interrupted you. What'd you say?
Yeah, I think he was pumping his brakes at the light, the limo driver, trying to run that light, seeing if he could get through just to get away from us. I can only imagine how bad Howard was yelling in that limo at him.
And by the way, that's why Howard's not talking about this today, because, he knows it's a real problem. And this is just a platoon. We didn't even say to go down there. These guys are doing all this on their own. If we said to go down there would probably be a couple hundred people minimum that would like.
This was a couple of emails I sent out and private messages I sent out over the weekend.
Yeah, there you go.
So, just want to make sure that the generals, as part of our compensation package, are going to get the VIP treatment this Friday.
You'll be lucky to get in the door. Oh, did I say that? What am I, nuts? Of course. You guys will be well taken care of.
Yes.
They're celebrities in their own right. They walk around and everyone's like, "Oh my God, that's Ben."
Online is the basic answer.
All right, Ben, we got to go. We're going to actually try to do something different today.
Hi, take it easy.
Thanks, man.
Apparently, some people bitching about the sound again on the channel.
Really?
Yeah. Like, it's like going up and down a little, I guess.
Great.
And some of our mics all of a sudden will be low and then be normal.
Oh,
people
good.
fucking with stuff maybe down in D.C.
Why don't you check your new portable unit? Hear how it sounds. You can hear for yourself.
Ooh, that would be weird. Let me try to do the whole show listening to our show on a huge delay.
Don't tell me that they're making adjustments as we do a live broadcast.
I don't know.
That would be par for the course, actually.
That's a nice little unit.
Talk to Paul.
Let's go to No Filter Paul. Paul?
Good morning, guys.
Hey,
Paul.
I had a great assault yesterday. Bam pretty much gave you all the details.
Yeah.
But you mentioned that there's a picture in the New York Post with me and Matt holding our sign in the background of Howie with his little Les Moonves T-shirt.
Well, to be completely honest, we know what it is, and it made us laugh. It's not that obvious in the post, but you got Howard, and then in the background you see like part of my name, part of Anthony's name, and XM. It's it's one of the banners you guys were holding up.
Yeah, that was it. I just wanted to mention that. I don't know if you managed to mention that. Yeah, that was all.
Yeah, very good.
No problem, guys. Have a good day.
Great job, man.
We have better pictures on OpieandAnthony.com of what happened outside Letterman's studio yesterday. All right, Paul.
No problem, guys. Have a good day.
Bye, sweetie.
All right.
Bye.
Anthony is. Let me just explain. Anthony's got what unit do we have?
The Helix.
The Helix.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Paul. That was great. Yeah. Oh, is he gone? Yeah, better pictures. Yeah, we had that outside Letterman's studio. Yeah, Opie. Oh, bye.
Anthony, you're reacting.
The Helix, Opie.
No, you asshole.
Yeah.
Anthony has the Helix on, so he's listening to our show, which is on a slight delay, maybe like 3 or 4 seconds, 5 seconds. That's really annoying. What are we talking about now on the Helix?
I'm repeating myself now, again, to myself. I'm trying to hear the sound. It sounds fine.
What sounds fine?
I'm hearing you now. You sound fine.
Right. All right. Well, this is what I do then. I'm going to listen on the MiFi.
Wait, why am I the only one talking live? I don't have the chops to do this.
I hear the sound. It sounds good.
Doesn't it sound fine?
Yeah, sounds all right.
See, and I even just said it sounds fine.
But wait, check. Just see if it's kind of like.
Where's Jimmy Norton?
I'm right. I was trying to get myself.
I already said it sounds fine.
I just said it again.
Yeah, but now how is this audio?
And I already said that I'm listening on the MiFi.
Just don't let me cut it in and out.
Jimmy sounds fine.
I don't want to cut it in and out.
Jimmy, don't talk live unless you have one of these units.
Well, why would I get one of those units?
The show now in a delay.
They don't send me.
Wow,
shit.
this is getting confusing.
But this sounds fine.
We know it sounds fine.
How does it sound? How does that fancy new unit sound? That looks good. Wait, dude. Wait.
How many times do you have to say that I'm listening on the MiFi?
Are you on the MiFi? That's nice.
I'm hearing perfect quality.
Why am I screaming sounds fine again? This is really confusing.
Yeah. Try watching it with no
I think
earphones.
we're going back to the future, everyone.
That's wonderful.
All right, enough of that.
I like it.
That's a
Power
lovely
down.
one.
I like that show. I'm going to give it a listen when we're done with this one.
Yeah,
I bet
really.
it sounds at least just as good.
All right. Can you tell we're getting close to vacation?
Wow.
We're losing our minds. Anthony.
Yes, sir.
You know, we've been on the radio for over 2 hours this morning, and we haven't even acknowledged that Jimmy Norton went to the rock and roll induction ceremonies.
After all the whining and crying and bitching and kvetching.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Jim.
No, you're right.
After all of that, you actually got in.
Yesterday, we had Bill Ward call in, and then a lot of people didn't know, but Tony Iommi was pitching a show. He wants to do a show on XM.
Mm-hmm.
He has a radio show in England. So Ben and Steve, through Kevin at Sanctuary, I fucking love these guys, hooked up a lunch.
A lunch?
For us with Tony Iommi.
You had lunch with Tony Iommi.
I'm thinking there's no way it's going to happen.
Uh-huh.
As soon as Bill called in, right after that, they got the confirmation. I guess the call went well. We go across the street to Shelley's at noon. We're like, I figure he's going to show up at 12:30. We'll have coffee if he shows.
Yeah.
Fucking 1 minute of noon, there with the glasses, looking like a rock star, is Iommi and his manager and Kevin. And fucking Tony Iommi walks in, and we're all sitting down to have lunch. And I'm so stupid, I was going to sit catty corner across the table, and Steve's like, do you want to sit next to him? And I'm like, oh, yeah, thanks.
Like it's a bitch walking in. Like a girl is coming in, and you guys are like, you want to sit next to him?
Dude, we sat there and fucking chit-chatted and ordered lunch and ate for an hour and 45 minutes. I sat there and rapped with Tony Iommi. It was
You spent an hour 45 just hanging. One of the guys.
Talking about radio and the FCC and the whole thing and censorship and play. It was fucking
boring.
Amazing. No, it was fun.
This was probably one of the best days of your life.
It might be. I think I had the best day of my adult life yesterday. I really do. Yeah. I think I had the best day of my adult life.
Ben describes a scene that only Ben can describe.
Yeah,
if
let's
we
get
can
Ben,
get
in,
Ben
here
in here
and Steve in here.
Yeah.
Because they describe it slightly different.
No.
I love Ben because Ben was very giddy and excited
giddy.
for you. I was very excited for you. But Ben, it went well for Jim. I mean, Jim was ecstatic.
Jim was actually a lot better behaved than I thought he would be. I mean, he was very excited.
Yeah.
But out of the whole thing, and there's a lot of funny parts of this, the best is Steve and I are having a conversation with Kevin from Sanctuary about other stuff, and I look over, and Jim is pouring a pot of tea into Tony's, or coffee into Tony's coffee cup.
Tony, coffee?
Tony? And he's doing it like it's just such
Tony, a refresh? Here's what happened. Tony and I were chatting, and you know how it is when you talk to the front man from Sabbath and the guitars.
Right.
Tom, would you like some more coffee? And he said, right. He's a British
you got
gentleman.
the pot and
I poured my friend Tony a little
as
coffee.
you're doing it, you're thinking to yourself, "Oh my God, I'm pouring coffee for Tony Iommi."
I'm saying to myself, "You dumb motherfucker! Don't scald Tony Iommi.
You better not spill it, or it'll end up like that Canadian PSA."
The guy
he spilled my coffee. You fucking cunt,
dude! I was pouring Iommi coffee. It was unimportant to most people in the world,
but
one of the greatest moments of my life.
You were the happiest little schoolgirl ever.
Even better is you just hear Jim mentioning something like, and I have this tape from 1970-something of Bob Marley, and there's a Bob Marley reference that Ozzy made, and Tony's describing it like it was yesterday. Like, he has a memory of his whole career. It's pretty unbelievable.
You're bringing up some real obscure stuff.
But he loved it because it was like they were real fans. It wasn't like an interview.
No, he didn't.
No, he did, actually.
Because Anthony and I...
No, he didn't.
No, because Anthony and I were talking about this
But
behind your back.
could you imagine sitting for almost 2 hours with an Uber fan and all he's doing is, dude, when you did the 55-gallon drum challenge and that chick got that thing in her ear, the bug, and the hospital, I would sit there 5 minutes in and someone would be getting shot. Either me, I might have to just shoot myself, or the fan, but to sit with an Uber fan like that would drive me batty.
No, because we were having a nice chat. It wasn't all that. But I think he liked the fact that somebody knows all this obscure band stuff instead of the same dumb shit he gets from everybody.
Perhaps he enjoyed it in the mid-'70s.
Oh, he loved it.
I think it got to the point now where he's like, oh, who is this fucking wanker?
Dude, he never would have stayed for an hour and 45 minutes if he wasn't having fun. The only way that we left, we were having a great time, is the manager wanted him to relax a little before the ceremony. We sat there. After lunch, how long did we sit there?
Jimmy, they're telling me you have to go. No? I'm teasing, of course, because I am so happy for little Jimmy.
We sat there after we ate. We sat there. And look, dude, I'm fairly perceptive. If I'm annoying someone, I can see the watch look. We were talking, because we were talking a lot about radio and music.
What?
Yeah, exactly. We were kind of like that. The uncomfortable, like, look down, like, all right, I'll just shut my face.
I got one question.
Certainly.
Did you guys exchange numbers?
Oh.
No.
Oh.
I didn't have my Palm Pilot.
He didn't enjoy it.
He did.
He did not. I mean,
you could have hung.
You know, if you did an hour and 45 and it was going well, the next step would be, hey,
how'd you leave it off? Like,
yeah.
Dude, it was
Did you touch his arm and ask for a photo?
Well, Kevin had a camera. I had one, and Tony was very happy to take a photo. You know, it was fine on the way out.
So you got one with just Tony also?
On the way out, yeah, real quick.
Because the one photo I saw, probably the greatest of the Jim Norton collection.
It absolutely is. And this is where this whole thing leads up to.
Yep.
It was a great hang. He was the nicest guy. We were talking about everything. I would love to do
let me get into this a little bit. So, Ben, was he calm?
Jim?
During the lunch?
Very much so. Well, we actually talked a little bit of business, believe it or not, in the beginning. And, we listened to some of his radio show. He's actually got a pretty good radio show. Yeah. Yeah. And Jim was very calm.
By business, Ben means a Coke deal went down.
Jim was a lot more calm than I thought he would be. I thought he was going to be a pain in the ass. And we get over there, and we're like, we're going to have to wait a half an hour. I thought so, too. I'm like, there's no fucking way. Because Jim's like, we got to get over there by 12. Because he was in psycho mode before.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
So he's like, we got to get over there. I'm saying, there's no fucking way Tony Iommi's going to be on time. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So we get there. Sure enough, he gets there a minute after us.
Wow, good thing.
Yeah.
Imagine if he showed up and you guys weren't there.
Oh.
What the fuck? I'll go out of my way for this shit.
Yeah, that would never happen. Chris from Pennsylvania. Chris?
Hey, was Jimmy sitting there like Chris Farley interviewing Paul McCartney on SNL?
He was actually incredibly restrained. This was not the first since we had interviewed Tony at Ozfest. Jim had gotten a lot of the gushing out at Ozfest, and now was sort of the follow-up gushing, which was followed by intelligent conversation. Jim was a lot more restrained in this conversation.
It was so surreal. This was so much. I couldn't be nervous. It was like beyond. I would be more nervous. I was more nervous when Mila Jovovich was sitting here because I just didn't know what to say to her.
She's as cute as a button.
I'll say she is. But with Iommi, it was so over the top, a dream come true. I couldn't believe it was happening. I was going to sit there, and he's fucking ordering a Cobb salad.
A Cobb salad.
Tony
with
wanted
calamari.
a Cobb salad.
Right, with calamari.
I didn't notice that
It
part.
looked very good.
I'm sitting there having lunch with Iommi. It was
At any point, did he get up to go to the bathroom?
No.
Nope.
Sat there the whole time.
Neither did
Whole
I.
time.
No.
Believe
he
it.
Whole
didn't.
time. But the
Your
best
little
part,
bird bladder just full, bursting at the
Full.
seams, not wanting to miss a moment though.
Full socks like water balloons.
my favorite part of the whole thing was the waitress comes over at the end. Is like the cook is a huge fan. Tony can sign an autograph, so he's signing an autograph. So then we're getting up, and there's these three guys that were sitting behind us. I kind of noticed them. They kept looking over. You know how annoying it is. So they grab me as I walk away. They're like, "Hey, who is that guy over there?" And I'm start saying, he goes, "No, the short guy with the bald hair, the comedian from HBO." I'm like,
Well.
So like, how funny is that for Jim? And then we walk out on the street, and then Tony just gets mobbed.
You
Right?
outshone Tony Iommi.
Well,
Now
not
they
until
just
we get
didn't see him.
outside. Yeah, when we get outside.
Did he really get mobbed?
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
How did people know he was there?
They reckon
Right
he's so,
around
dude, he
57.
looks like a rock star. When Iommi walk, he has a black
Is he that
leather jacket.
recognizable?
Tony
Yeah,
Iommi,
he is.
yeah.
Especially,
I'm being honest. I
Yeah,
had no idea.
he's dressed in all black. His hair is all poofy, the dyed blue, black.
But
He's
people
got the-
running up going, "Oh my God!" They knew exactly who he was.
Yes.
They just know him. He looks like a rock star. Dude. Even if you weren't a Sabbath fan, you would look at him and go, "That's a,
He's somebody.
You
Yeah.
have to, yeah."
Well, they were talking about on the walk over from the Waldorf that a cop pulls up and right over the loudspeaker, right as he's walking on 57th, Black Sabbath, over the thing, and they're just like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!"
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So, yeah.
Definitely cool.
It was an amazing fucking lunch, and it didn't drag. It wasn't awkward. We were having quite a nice chat.
Oh.
We really had a few laughs. We talked about comedy. He was asking
What is the
comedy.
most obscure thing you talked about? Not Sabbath-wise, just something that you would never think you'd be discussing with Tony Iommi.
To be honest with you, well, like
The rocks in your apartment hallway?
I didn't mention that.
Oh,
no,
right. That would have been one of those things, though. I can't believe I'm talking about my rock.
Well, I talked about how good it was because he was talking about doing these weird gigs with this comedian he knows that he didn't even want money for, like it's a comedian friend of his. They do parties together, but he didn't want money because then there's pressure to perform. It's like just kind of fun to fuck off. So I was talking about going on at the Cellar and just being creative and staying creative. We had a nice artistic chat about staying creative. Most obscure thing was I talked about Bill Ward's dreadlocks in the 70s, and he explained to me how that happened, and it was a good story. I enjoyed it.
Most obscure though was that Black Sabbath played with the Commodores.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah, they
also
did a show
did
with Commodores,
Did
yeah.
a shutter take. 'Cause
Wow.
Tony, at some point he had to remember all of the opening acts they ever had. He said there was over 160 bands have opened for them over the years, and the Commodores was the most obscure one.
So we had our lunch, and it was fantastic. And I was a gushing child. I mean, that
course you are.
dumb Eric from Whackbag yesterday. Be grateful for what. Okay, there was nothing more I could ask for. Bill called in for 20 minutes. It was wonderful to talk to Bill, and I sat with Tony.
And then you called everybody. You called me.
Well, he
Of
walked
course
up-
I did.
He walked up 57th Street, me, him, and Steve, and Jim was like walking on air. You were just like, "This is the greatest thing, the greatest." And then he was getting prepared because we were still working on the whole nighttime festivities.
Right. So now that stress comes
Yeah.
working up.
Well, Ben's a genius. Ben says get a tux. It's like $30. This is what he tells me.
I didn't know it was going to be as much as it was.
That's all right. Me neither, but I thank God for credit cards. So I go around the corner, and I say, I need a tux, and they can see how desperate I am. When do you need it for? 3 minutes ago. And they fit me, and they give me the smashing price of $200. A tux for one day.
Well, now you have it in your closet for the next time. To rent.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
that
Jimmy.
tux is going back.
You should have done the show today with the tux on.
I thought of it.
That would've been
hilarious.
I thought of it.
There it is.
There it is.
I thought of it. I rent my tux for $200. I bring it back to my apartment. I'm probably not going to need it. Here's who I have working on this. My agent, who I guess it handles Blondie and Metallica, Steve Wigg, who's a buddy of mine, who is Steve is Lars's assistant. I didn't mention that yesterday. He's Lars's personal assistant. He's a friend of mine. I called him. Turns out he goes, Metallica just didn't have tickets because it wasn't their event. But he worked on it. He tried with the tour manager. Pete Papalardo at AGI, Fucking tried with Blondie's tour manager. I mean, there was so much shit happening. My agency only had 2 tickets to the event. They were $25 a ticket. Everybody, Tracy from XM, if you guys remember her, she knew people there doing audio. She was working on it for me. Fucking Ben throws out, hey, maybe Earl will get you a press pass. And I'm thinking, no, he won't.
Well,
Earl was the last option.
You really don't know Earl.
I know.
I mean, we beat him up a lot, but that guy gets
Earl's
things
amazing.
done.
It ain't 100%.
He
It
gets
ain't guaranteed.
things
And he
done.
tells you, he goes, look, this isn't a guarantee, but I'll try my best. And more times than not, he comes through.
He has more connections
Earl's amazing.
than anyone in this room.
The guy's
I
been
don't know
in
how, but
because through Scotzo's show. That guy has met and networked with every major rock star that has been in the business. It's amazing.
If you remember when we had Chris Robinson when we were up at BCN, we were broadcasting from BCN one time. Chris Robinson. Oh, hey Earl, how you doing?
Earl.
It's been great to see you. How you doing? How's your
We're
family?
looking like who the fucking knows Chris Robinson?
Yeah, that's Earl for you, though.
That's
he
Earl.
knows everyone.
Fucking, I'm online. I'm almost like ready to give up because I'm tired. And I'm like, I want to kind of jack off. And I'm like, I got like an hour of sleep the night before. And I'm like, don't be Gary Greedy. You hung with Iommi. That's better than a photo.
Oh, Tony Iommi. Oh, I'm pouring his coffee.
Maybe it would have
A
been
little
like that.
cream in that, Tony. Really fast, Farmer Kevin wants in. Farmer Kevin, what's up?
Hey, I'd like to know how many times the word phenomenal was spewed out of Jimmy's mouth.
Dude, I was calmer and more professional than you would think. Because I really did want to see it, help him get a show, because I do think the audio was great that I heard. And I just handled it. For some reason, I was so overwhelmed that it became a handleable, enjoyable situation.
Now, with the tux, did you wear the formal Breathe Right strip?
I didn't wear the Breathe Right strip.
No, I thought you wore it looked like a little cummerbund on his nose.
Yeah, I spray painted it. I put a little tie.
Yeah, a little bow. Breathe Right.
So I'm hanging out on my computer. I'm like kind of like fucking on Pal Talk, like horny, and I'm like, I'm just gonna just relax and go to bed. I napped for an hour. I couldn't sleep. It was all I kept waking up thinking of Sabbath. I swear, I was obsessed.
Was?
Yeah, all right. So I finally get a call from Earl, and he goes, yeah, I may be able to, but you guys, me and Ben got turned down for our press passes. Earl and Ron Bennington from Ron and Fez got approved. Turns out Ron's not going, so Earl goes, why don't you come over with me? I'll change it over from him to you. I'm like, that's not going to work, stupid. They're not going to just go, oh, you want to come instead of the other guy? Walk right in. So I'm like, why don't you call me from there? That's a bust. Fucking Earl calls me a little while later. Okay, I did it. I'm like, I can go over there now? He goes, yeah, but you got to be there before 6. So I throw my tux on. I tried to shave with my electric shaver. I cut my lip. I was trying to shave my little mustache.
All shaky and nervous.
Dude, I fucking cut my lip. I'm bleeding into my mouth. I hop into a cab in my tux. I fucking make it over there, and I will be damned. I walk into the press room, and she's like, I don't know. We have Ron Bennington. And I'm like, oh, Earl. I'm
See, Earl.
that black neck.
Oh, you must have just been livid.
And then she goes, oh, here you are, Jim Norton. And the next thing you know, I have a beautiful Black Sabbath brochure and my fucking...
Look at you wore it today.
My press pass.
Got your press pass,
So,
and you got in. And now, what did the
this
pass
is 6 o'clock,
get you?
6:20, into the press room, which was better than I thought. It was a big room in the Waldorf with food and drinks. There's a shitload of press around the room. With,
free food, gentlemen.
It was...
Always gets a laugh from the controller.
There was just all kinds of food and drinks and martial art instructors and all kinds of crazy. It was like a little a stage for them with the big Rock and Roll Hall of Fame banner behind it. And a few people recognized me as a comic, so I was talking to them. There was one guy from XM. I do not remember his name. But he's on one of the XM channels, and he has a syndicated show from London or some shit like that. So we talked, and another guy who recognized me, like he knew you guys from the old days, loved you. So nothing is happening. This is 6, a little after 6. The fucking show finally, instead of 8 o'clock, starts at 8:45. I'm sitting in the second row. From where I am to Ope is how far I was from the stage where they were going to be talking.
Ooh.
The ceremony is a crushingly boring, awful event. We're watching it on flat screens away from the ballroom. It's horribly boring. Eventually, they began to filter in the artists. They filter in whoever the fuck they filter in. The 2 guys that started A&M, Miles Davis's family. And eventually, Blondie comes in. And this is probably at 10:30. She finally comes in. So everyone's snapping pictures. I'm in the second row. There's no photos in the row I'm in. And I'm like, when Sabbath comes out, I'm going to fucking stand up and ask a question, and you got to get a picture of me talking to Black Sabbath. You have to. I got the XM guy whose name I can't remember. I got the fucking other dude.
The 10-camera shoot
Dude,
gonna go off.
I got the other dude who's fucking like you guys. I'm
You
like,
know how Jimmy sets pictures up.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the ultimate shot.
I'm like, you got to get a shot of me. He's like, well, I'll get the back of your head. I'm like, dude, get me a profile. I almost moved to the other side of the room. It was fucking really lunacy. So
Jimmy's in front of a green screen. They're like going to superimpose it in later.
Dude, the way that the artist would stand there, and people in my row and the front row had to stay seated, and all these photographers are going, to the center of the room, to the left, look right, Blondie, look left. It's fucking madness. The feeding frenzy these fucking photographers go through it was lunacy. So they asked Debbie Harry some questions, and actually the guy in our band was pretty funny. And then afterwards, I was watching on the monitor and fucking watching Sabbath be inducted by Metallica. And I got a little choked up watching Lars talk about fucking
I'm absolutely
Sabbath.
crying over here.
It really was a blubbering nothing.
Wow.
But it was really a
Do we have audio of Metallica talking about Black Sabbath or no?
Probably not yet. I don't know.
Not yet. I don't think.
All right, maybe tomorrow.
It was it was moving though. What Lars said, it was so genuine and sincere about how you can't really describe what they mean to you, but they just mean a lot. It was just great. So it was like a good fucking rant he went on. So then they start to play, and then Sabbath goes up and gets their thing, and I'm watching, and I think Debbie Harry is talking through this. I'm like, fucking shut up. I'm trying to watch and listen. But they turn the monitors down when the press room activity is happening.
What was the thought when they walked onto the stage?
On the monitor, it was just wonderful to see them up there being a standing ovation. They showed a huge montage of them beforehand. They really gave Sabbath a lot of respect yesterday, which made me very happy.
And then do they each individually give like a little speech at the podium?
All talked a little. I couldn't hear any of it because, again, they turned that down for the artist in the room so the press can talk to her.
I think we have some Tony Iommi
You might.
Audio here.
And I want to thank little Jimmy Norton for pouring my coffee this afternoon at our incredibly entertaining lunch.
We do have the audio of Metallica talking about Black Sabbath, for real.
Do you really?
Yeah, Derek's got it.
It was an honor and a dream come true to play those songs in front of those guys. I mean, forget about the rest of the room with all the great people in the room, but just having those four guys there watching us play their timeless music that, like I said, is pretty much responsible for us being here.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
There's actually a lot of it. He talked about
I understand.
Taking the piss. He said, I remember the tour when I first saw Metallica with Ozzy, and he said that they would go up and jam Ozzy songs or Sabbath songs, and Ozzy's like, are they taking the piss? Like, he thought they were fucking with him.
Right.
He didn't know if they were, just goofing on Sabbath stuff, because Ozzy didn't think that anybody liked them. So anyway, a little while later, they said, we got Metallica coming in. So I'm second row. I'm like, fucking... This is fantastic. Metallica is fucking 3 feet in front of me.
Right there.
Right there. People are barking out questions, and Lars is very vocal and comfortable, and I bark out a couple of questions.
What did you ask?
And do we have audio of this?
Yeah, the guy who's doing XM, who recorded
Are
for
we
XM.
Gonna get this?
Yeah, we're going to get it as soon as we find out his name.
God. Wait, you were like an official press guy. You were actually asking questions and everything? How many questions did you ask?
Well, for Metallica, we'll get to that, because Metallica, I think the question I asked is, why do you think the critics always... Because these fucking reporters, when are you guys on tour? Who gives a shit? Stupid. So I'm like, why do you think what is it about Black Sabbath that caused the critics to shun them the way they did? It was like in that vibe of a question. And they were like, and then Kirk Hammett just said, because their name wasn't White Sabbath, which got kind of a laugh. There wasn't, I guess they didn't really
kind of funny.
expect that kind of a question.
Yeah.
And I think I asked one more question of them, which, because I kept going, hey guys, I was the worst.
Oh, no.
And Hetfield addressed the second question I asked pretty thoroughly. And for real, he looked at me. It was really weird. He was looking at me when he talked. I think they could sense that I was a fan and not just some jack-off with an education.
Jimmy piss himself like he's answering his question. You just hear the trickle of yellow water
drip, drip.
down his pants and see a big wet spot in the front.
And I look over and I see my friend Steve, who's Lars' assistant. So Metallica, I got a great shot of Metallica on stage, too. Fucking walk backstage. And I walk over there and I see Steve and we say hello. And I'm like, can I come back? I was going to come back. Like, there's a black curtain. Like, here's the stage in front of you. And then there's a black curtain behind that where they bring the artists in for the other room. But behind the black curtain, away from the press, was Entertainment Tonight, Access Hollywood, and one more, where they did these, group TV things, which we didn't have access to. You had to walk behind a curtain and have special credentials. So I say to Steve, can I come back there? He goes, let me see where Lars' head is at, because he has to take care of Lars. I don't hear anything. I'm like, fuck it, I'm not going to bug Steve. He's running around. I go back and sit down. By now, Earl has come. Earl comes at 10 o'clock. I've been there since a little after 6. He bumbles in. And I'm fucking like, all right, Earl, I love you for getting me in. When I'm asking a Sabbath question, he's got a regular camera with film. He doesn't even have a digital.
Right.
I'm like, you got to snap a photo of me talking to Sabbath. And he's like, okay. And he's going to stand right next to me. I'm like, dude, you got to move a little bit. You can't fucking stand right here. So he goes way
He was going to take an artistic shot of, like, your ear in black and white. And that'll be like, your ear represents you listening to back to the... No, get the fucking picture, artist.
So I look around. I'm hoping Sabbath is coming. I see Earl in the back of the room, like Ben said, talking to fucking two people who no one should talk to. Some fat guy with long hair and like a fucking Matrix long jacket. It's like, why would you address this person, Earl? So I interrupt him. I tap him.
It's probably Meatloaf, you idiot.
That's exactly who it was. It looked exactly like him. Just a big fatso. Nobody cares. Or Bubba, like before he got cut. So I fucking go to Earl. I'm like, I just tap him. Like, look, can you make sure we get set up because Sabbath's coming in soon? And he's like, okay. And he shows me where he's. I'm gonna stand right here. I'm like, you're gonna get the back of my fucking head if you stand here. It was almost like it was a direct shot from the back of my head to the podium. I'm like, go over there. So I move him to the left, and he's ready with the camera. So fucking the next thing they say, ladies and gentlemen, Black Sabbath, fucking Ozzy comes on, Geezer comes on. It's a little awkward because the other guys aren't there yet. And I'm just, of course, I'm standing there and bursting with energy, and I want to fucking talk to them. A minute later, the whole fucking band is on stage. Some fucking reporter fires out some stupid fucking question. Who knows what it was. Hey, guys, can you shut up? I fucking hijacked that fucking press conference.
Oh, man.
I fucking hijacked it.
We need this audio.
I gotta hear this.
When do we get this audio?
Dude,
I gotta hear this.
I fucking blurted out the real questions that I wanted to ask him, and I testimonialed before every question. It was like I was, these guys, I wanted to say shit in front of the media. Hey, do you guys think because the mainstream critics ignored you, and then question? I asked like 4 or 5 questions. People were fucking disgusted.
By the way, I've been back there. I went a couple of years ago. You're only supposed to get one question in. They must have hated you because they do it very systematically.
Yeah, they hated my guts because not only did I fucking blurt a question out, but I stood up for my picture. So I'm talking to Sabbath, and all I hear is, could you sit down, sir? Sir, could you sit down? Could you sit down, sir? And I'm thinking, take the picture, you fucking black bastard. I am fucking standing there, and when they walked out, Tony looked out and recognized me. Tony smiled when he saw me because I guess it was a familiar face, and he goes, "Oh!" And then fucking I think Bill recognized me, and Ozzy of course didn't, but Geezer remembered my face. I was making eye contact with all of them, and as they're talking, I'm giving them the fist, yes, I'm congratulating them. I was so fucking happy, thumbs upping like a little douche that I was.
Did you give a bow type wave like I gave you from the?
But I would have. I would have given a rapey, faggoty bow if I thought it would have made the fucking 4 British gentlemen happy.
Yes.
I was testimony before every fucking question.
I have got to hear his question.
It wasn't that long, but it was. I was
Don't care.
I would hear somebody try to
Radio
say something,
gold.
and I would go, "Hey guys, do you think that's the main way?" And I would hear someone trying to talk. Fuck you! You're out of your league. You're not. This is 30 years, motherfucker.
Right.
Sit down, Times
This is
boy.
all built up
Yes.
in Jimmy.
Sit down, David Hinckley. Ask your douchey. So, guys, when are you going on tour? Another one asked them. Yeah. When's the new album coming out? You fucking hack. What album was Hole in the Sky on? Next question. Shit dick.
Wow, people are calling you a stalker on Pal Talk.
No, fuck Pal Talk. I'm not a stalker.
You don't think?
No, I was asking questions. I wasn't jerking off behind them.
I wish there were pictures of you looking at Black Sabbath because I bet you it's that creepy stare you get.
Oh, I gotta see any picture and hear any audio.
Yeah. I know what Jim's talking about because I've been in the room with Earl a couple of years ago. It's all these journalist types. There's not a lot of real fans. And I mean, with the year we were back there, Aerosmith was getting in, and Michael Jackson was where you are. Opie is to me, and it's just but there's nobody. It's all press people. So, and they ask the dumbest questions. It's when's the new album coming out? What's the tour dates? When are you touring Europe? So there's no fans back there. So
they appreciate a question because I congratulated them. Of course, nobody in the press congratulated them, and I think people could sense that I was going to jump in and ask questions that I wanted to ask, and after a while, they just stopped trying. And one guy asked a couple of decent questions, but they were addressing me. If fucking Ozzy is talking, and he started telling the story that Lars told. So I said, how does it feel? And I heard when I said, hey, guy, how does it feel? And I heard someone go, somebody fucking groaned. Somebody groaned. Because I was like, how does it feel that even though you were ignored, that it was your peers that lifted you up and kind of forced them to recognize you, forced this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to recognize you, which it really was. It's all the bands talking about them and giving them props for all these years that they could not be ignored by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And, and they would talk about how they felt about that. Oh, they were, sir, could you sit down? Could you sit down, sir? Sir, we can't see. And all you could see, if a middle finger could have jumped out of the back of my head and went, fuck you, it's picture time. Dude, this was the greatest night of my
You could
fucking
hear it in his
life.
voice. Yeah.
So they walk off. I congratulate them. I was addressed by all of them. It was, dude, I could not have asked for a better night. They walk back behind the curtain. Of course, I walk back. I see Ozzy's assistant, the guy who brought him in, Tony Dennis. And I walk behind, and I go, Tony Dennis. And he kind of looks like he recognized me. So I walk behind the black curtain, and Earl doesn't want to buck the system. I'm like, come here, Earl, get behind the fucking curtain. He's like, oh, wait, just come on behind the fucking curtain. You're black, they'll be afraid of being called racist by throwing you out. Get over here.
He'll blend right into that curtain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And that's not even a joke.
Someone
He dresses completely black from head to toe.
Someone left their false teeth in the curtain. Oh, it's talking. So fucking, I'm standing back there. I got my camera out, and there's this bald guy with a fucking tattoo on his head. I know he's with Sabbath, but I don't know his name. I'm like, fuck, this guy's gonna be a problem. I don't see Ralph, who's Tony's guy, because they're behind another area doing like Entertainment Tonight or Access Hollywood. And the guy goes, boy, last time I saw you, it was 100 degrees out. I'm like, fuck, he was in Sabbath Village when I interviewed the guys. He knew me.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah.
That was Walter, I think.
It might have been Bill's guy.
Yeah. You must have then just went,
So I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, we had Tony. I talked to Tony for like an hour and a half today about an XM show, and Bill called in. He goes, yeah, no, I know. And we were chatting. I'm like, this is fucking great. So I'm like, I want to get a picture with the band. He's like, well, just try to hang here. And when they come off, I'll see if I can, I'll see if I can do it. And then Tony Dennis and I was Ozzy's personal assistant, start talking about XM and satellite radio, because these guys all love fucking satellite. They love the idea of it. So I was having a nice chat. 15 minutes later, some woman walks over and goes, can I help you? I'm like, yeah, I was just talking to Tony Dennis. I had Tony on. She's like, oh, okay. Like, I belong there. I didn't belong there, fat lady. You should have thrown me out. Fucking, I'm fucking telling her, now, look, dude, this is how you turn the camera on. I'm like, I know he's going to blow it. Fucking the band finally comes out.
Yeah.
I turn the camera on. Fucking Ozzy walks over. And I'm like, oh, hey, man, I just wanted to get a quick picture with the band. And he's like, all right. So I stand there. I got my arm around Ozzy. The fucking band isn't coming.
Oh, no. Now you're standing there all awkwardly.
And he goes, all right, man, just take the picture, because I got to go. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, geezer. I'm like fucking panicking. I got my arm around Ozzy.
I can only imagine the panic, because he has it in his head that he's getting a picture with the band.
Yeah, because he already has the Ozzy picture.
Earl fucking snaps a picture, because Bill Ward is signing something, Tony is signing something. Ozzy walks away. Honest to God, I went, oh no! I fucking wailed like a woman. I went, no!
It's all crumbling apart in front of him this perfect day.
It was pure, honest emotion, devoid of all dignity or self-consciousness. Oh, no! And I said to the fucking guy, I want a picture with Sabbath. Where's Ozzy? And I was in tears, because Ozzy goes, get a picture with those guys, and then he walked away. So I fucking couldn't get the Sabbath picture. Fucking Tony comes over, and he goes, hey, man, he was really happy to see me. I go, dude, I want to get a picture with the band, but Ozzy won't stop. And he fucking walks with me, and we walk out into this other little staging area, and he grabs Ozzy. He goes, hold on for a second.
Oh, my God.
I only stopped Ozzy for me. I got fucking Earl with the camera. I'm like, I got Geezer there. I got Tony. I'm in the middle. Fucking Tony's on my left. Ozzy's on his left. Geezer's on my right. And fucking Bill's not there. Bill's signing something. And I'm like, Bill! Bill walks in. He's thinking my fucking uncle. I'm calling him. I'm like, Bill, get over here. He runs. Bill Ward runs. And as he's running, he's probably like, who the fuck is this nobody?
Why am I running
calling me
for
over
this
for
guy?
a photo?
Right.
Because it was an instinct when someone calls you over and there's a camera, you run. And then he probably looked and he goes, why am I running? This is a fucking nobody. This is not a celebrity. And the next thing you know, Bill Ward is on the right.
There's the picture, all set up.
I see the fucking orange light up. I'm like, please God, flash, flash, flash. The fucking camera flashed. I got my fucking picture. It's perfect. It's the fucking best celebrity photo I have.
It is one of the best pictures of that I could ever see Jimmy having.
Everyone in Sabbath. I got my arm around fucking Tony and Geezer. Fucking everyone's looking at the camera.
You're
Ozzy-
happy as a pig in shit. You're smiling. You got your tux on.
They're all holding their Rock and Roll Hall of
They're
Fame
all
trophies.
they all got their trophies. You look like you're a guy in the band.
Right.
You look like you're part of Sabbath.
Actually, he
That's
looks like
unnatural.
He
that
looks
picture
like part of the Rat Pack because he's got his tux on.
His tux. He's just hanging with
Without
the
his
guys.
bow tie. He's got. Looks like you need a martini in your hand.
Is
or
that
something.
is that a
It's
fucking?
really a great picture.
What
It's
are the
on-
odds of getting all those guys in a picture like that?
all looking the same way, all fucking folk. They were all looking at Earl. They all had the Rock and Roll. It's the
No
greatest.
glare in a window. No bad framing. It's perfect. Amazing.
It's the fucking best.
You could fix red eye with
No, the red eye was fixed.
Photoshop
I
CS.
said that was already sent back to be fixed. That's easy.
And the greatest, I mean, and they got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame awards in there. And so,
In
that's
their hand.
historic. I mean, how can you beat that?
Dude,
ever?
everyone in Sabbath it's the fucking greatest celebrity photo I've ever gotten.
So what is that getting blown up to? What size? Over
Well,
like
dude,
your fireplace?
That'll be the entire
That's
wall.
the
Yeah,
west
that's
side.
the wall.
I'm covering windows with that.
Yeah.
I actually am going to get. I wanted to have the special frame made, a fucking cross for my Sabbath photos, like a big frame with my. But I'm like, man, if I had a picture with the band, that'd be great to put at the top of the crucifix, like,
Right.
in the big. And now I can't
That's
believe it
the
happened.
picture.
I fucking will always.
That's the
love
picture
it.
where Jesus' head would be.
That's INRI. INRI.
Oh, there's where you're putting it.
I fucking love Earl. I'm taking Ben, Earl, and Steve out for a fucking steak. I won't pay for Ben's liquor, but I am taking them out. I am taking them out for a fucking steak dinner somewhere. It is probably the greatest night of my adult life.
These guys really helped you out. You know that.
They are responsible
good.
for it.
I want to know though.
How many
what-
people did you guys have to tell that he has leukemia and he's 12?
Only a few.
I want to know what I want to know. I was saying to Steve this morning, like in the cab back from the Waldorf to your apartment, like how many times you were looking at that picture?
Not at
going,
all. I looked at it once to make sure it took, and then I'm like keeping it to my thing. I'm like, please God, don't let the picture get erased. And I fucking just huddled my camera.
Would it be great if there was a little puff of white smoke and all you smelt was electronics burnt?
No.
Like when something just goes and go, what's burning? It smells like circuit board. Ah! And it's your camera.
Bill's guy took a picture too.
I got a scenario for you. So now you're going back to your apartment in a cab, right?
Yes.
Let's just say it gets T-boned. Horrific accident. You're completely fine. A miracle. You are fine, but you watch your digital camera go
Oh,
flying
my
out of
God.
the cab and bounce, and then like a city bus runs it over.
I'm unhappy. And what I do is I try to contact Bill Ward's guy because he also took the picture.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
He
but
had-
sometimes two different cameras picture
He
looks
was right behind her. But
horrid.
Well, dude, if it was the option of city bus crush picture or
Right.
picture, I'd take picture.
You know that we're looking at the peak of Jimmy's life right here?
Yeah, this is it.
This is it. You know that, right?
It just the
Everyone
it's
has
up and now here it goes back down.
Everyone's life has that peak.
Yes.
Yep.
And then it just gets worse from there until you're shitting yourself in a bed somewhere with family members around.
That was it.
That was it for me. And
It'll
someone asked-
never get better than yesterday.
Someone asked me why didn't you get Metallica, and I'm like, I didn't want to blow my wad and do something stupid first. I mean, I would love to have a shot with Metallica, but that was not the goal, dude.
But
The
you
goal-
have a picture with James and Lars, don't you?
everyone. I actually have all of them.
Oh,
I
you
have
do?
every
Well,
one
then
of
you
them.
have it.
I have all of them as well.
Okay, but I
I don't know. I'm just fucking with you.
But,
a lot of people saying you jerked off on Pal Talk last night.
no, I did not jerk off on Pal Talk. I was fucking so happy. I was showing my picture, of course, because people wanted to know. And there was a little show going on, and I changed. I was wearing my boxers and my fucking my T-shirt, and I didn't realize that my camera was kind of fucking low. Like in my camera,
no.
my thing. But I knew I was on camera. But I was like fucking just kind of scratching and adjusting my bag and my mule. But I wasn't jerking off.
All right. Well, there's a little controversy with that. So
I would please.
I know you would admit it.
I've jerked off many times looking at Pal Talk chicks,
You,
but not in the main room.
Well, the picture of Jimmy with the entire band is up on OpieandAnthony.com.
It's my favorite photo that I've ever taken. I don't look particularly fat.
What was Earl like during this whole thing? As this all
He was
happened?
very calm, dude. He was a little nervous we were going to get thrown out. But every time
him freaking out, you're gonna get me thrown out.
Every time somebody would look at us, I would just start acting like I belong there. So I would just start talking to Earl about nonsense. Like, dude, the fucking satellite thing. Nobody wants to deal with commercials anymore. Just keep talking until they walk away. I look like you belong here. And fucking, I fucking love Earl. I will never have a bad thing to say about Earl.
I've been in that situation with Jimmy, and it's just not.
I have too.
It's just not
we all
fun.
have.
Dude, but
no
dude,
offense.
Metallica,
I know you get the
backstage.
job done. Trust me.
That was so hard, dude.
It was me and Bill Burr and Jim Norton and you,
Ben.
right,
Yeah,
Ben?
yeah, I was there.
It was so not fun.
We stayed for 2 hours.
2 hours after the show just to take care of our pal.
But that,
and be there for him. It
those
was
are hard
the
photos
worst.
to get. Sabbath is a band. I said to Tony, I'll never get this chance again.
Yeah.
Not that Sabbath won't tour again, but they're very rarely together as a band, dude. They fly separately. They stay in different hotels. They fucking probably meet 5 minutes before they go on. There's just not a lot of band opportunities. And this was someplace they were doing press together, and that's rare.
Why don't we listen to Metallica playing Iron Man? We got a little clip of that.
Yes.
They did this, last night?
They did this and Hole in the Sky, which I love them for doing.
That's Hetfield?
Fucking Hetfield, man.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. They did
Didn't
that.
sound like him at all.
They did that and fucking Hole in the Sky, which is the first song of Sabotage. It's not, as far as Sabbath songs, it's not one of their more mainstream popular songs, so I love Metallica for doing it.
Yeah, let's go to Jeff in O-Town. Jeff?
Hey, Jimmy, let me tell you something. You're my hero, and I love to listen to you talk about Sabbath, and I'm not even that big of a Sabbath fan, but I got to hear, you must have, besides not jerking off on Pal Talk, I know, you're a freak, man. You must have done something else when you got home. Tell me I want to know what happened afterwards. The meeting is amazing, but I want to hear what happened on the way home, how you felt, what you did when you got home, because there's something else going on. There's something you're covering up.
No, dude, I'll tell you what I did when I got home. I was on Pal Talk for a while. I called a couple of friends. This was the one I wanted. I couldn't believe it came out so perfectly. I wound up just jacking off and going to bed. I was running around. I couldn't sleep. I'm probably going on 3 hours of sleep in 2 days. And by the way, thank God I flew home from Aspen when I did. Remember, I came home a day early so I wouldn't miss the Iomi lunch if it happened, or the Bill Ward call in, because fucking my friend Chelsea got stuck sleeping in an airport because fucking Aspen, that faggoty city, was snowing. If I would have gotten stuck and missed that because of snow, I would have fucking killed myself.
Yeah.
It would have ruined my life.
Quite literally.
So happy.
Ruined his life, and I believe it.
And I fucking left that dumb city. But no, dude, I didn't do anything. There was nothing I could do that would have topped what happened. There was nothing I could do that would have completed my night more. I mean, I just couldn't.
This was it for you. I mean, what else you got to look forward to? I mean, this is you've done everything you've ever wanted to now in life.
It really was. I was very fucking lucky to have that happen. I would like to do a 1 hour or 2 hour radio thing with Bill once and once with Tony, because I really do want to do that stuff. I mean, I really want to do that with those guys.
And they're open to it.
And they're both very open to it.
Let's go to Tim in New York. Tim, what's up?
Morning, boys.
Hey,
Jimmy, I just had to tell you, man. You had me so captivated with that story. I was with you the whole time. Is he gonna get it? Is he gonna get it? I was so on your side and just I was come on, get in the fucking picture.
Thanks, man.
Great, man. I felt so good for you, man.
Thank
you.
you.
It was fucking great. It was I got the picture almost.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was great, man, and I can't believe it happened. It's it was really weird. Normally everything works against you in those moments, but when Ozzy walked away, he wasn't being a dick, dude. He was just tired. He didn't want to stand there and wait for fucking 3 other guys and a camera crew. He's fucking been going since 8 in the morning. So it was like the assistants, their energy was there. It was a really weird thing. Nobody was all right, come on, Ozzy, let's go. They were kind of looking around fuck.
Kismet.
Exactly. Whatever it is, that's what it was. But you can see they kind of felt bad. I think they kind of remember me from this, and they kind of know that I'm a very big supporter, vocal, and they just kind of wanted to see it work out for me. Like you would a retarded child.
Right. Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I understand.
Like a retarded child.
Yeah. Tom in Wisconsin.
Jimmy.
Yes, Tom.
Man, I am so... Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I am so happy for you guys. I mean, kid in the candy store, you sound so happy. I mean, I can feel the love. And you know what? It beats the shit out of cancer jokes any day to hear you this happy. I mean, it'd be like me meeting Eddie Van Halen. I'm so proud. I'm glad Earl made it happen for you, and keep up the good work. May all your dreams come true.
Well, they have.
All right, Tom.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, how was the rest of the ceremony?
I guess it existed. I mean,
Did he leave right after the picture was done?
Well, after that was only Skinner. I was back there while Skinner was playing.
How do they sound?
I could hear free. Yeah, who knew? I mean, I walked right out when I was done. I walked right out and got into a cab. Nothing could have finished that. Debbie Harry was hanging around. Who cares?
You didn't see the Blondie?
I saw
a
controversy there.
lot of
with
controversy.
the
Oh yeah,
Blondie.
I did see that. Sure.
Yeah.
The guys who were fucking dicks.
Yeah. Well, they were in the band. They were in Blondie. She's not Blondie. She's Debbie fucking Harry. The band was Blondie, and back when they had their hits, that's the reason they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, not for what they did recently, which she did with a couple of guys, and then the cover band guys that she threw in there. So there are original members that were not allowed to play with her on stage.
But did the original members go up with her?
I guess they got up to get the award.
But they all hate each other now.
But yeah, they hate each other. Couldn't play.
And what? I didn't even know the story. And Debbie Harry's playing with just a bunch of guys.
She's playing with a couple of guys that were in the band, and then a couple of other guys that just weren't in the band. And there was like a little back and forth between one of the guys in the band, the original member.
The original members said, and I kind of caught everybody off guard. They said something about, well, we were there in the beginning, and we would like to have played, but we weren't asked to play. We would love to have played, but, well, whatever. Welcome to bingo night or something really snotty. And it was like, ooh. So in the back, when Blondie and the other two guys came back, when Harry and the other two guys came back, the one guy, Chris, is pretty funny. He was honest. They asked what about happened. And he goes, look, they tried to sue us. And then he mentioned the other guy. He goes, I played with this guy for 20 years. I played with them for maybe 4.5. I mean, I know that's where the hits came from. But he's like, they shouldn't have tried to sue us. They shouldn't have badmouthed us and distanced themselves. They're basically saying, look, these assholes left and then fucked us and now want to play. Fuck them.
Don't matter, I think.
I agree.
Even if they're assholes, they're the guys that were there for the hits.
Yeah.
Well, we have that clip there, Derek. Let's take a listen.
One thing that could really make it better would be if we could actually perform for you tonight. But for some reason, some of us are not allowed to do that. So I don't know what we could do about that, but I'd like to do that, and I'd like to play, but Debbie, is that allowed? No? We'd like to play with you guys. Me, Nigel? Not tonight? Oh, pretty please. Pretty please, Debbie, no. I love
Can't
you.
you see my band is up there?
Oh, your band.
My
I thought Blondie was
Carbonara.
being inducted tonight.
Wow. I didn't catch
That's
the
good.
video.
That is great
That's good.
audio.
I thought Blondie was being inducted tonight, not Debbie fucking Harry.
So she's up there with these guys that are just have nothing to do with the old days.
Yeah.
Well, a few of them anyway.
Yeah.
And who is that guy? Was he the guitarist or something?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's
And-
probably
and
paying
is there a
those
legal
guys.
fight going on?
I
They're
guess
suing
there
each
is.
other and all that?
There's all kinds of lawsuits.
Oh, wow, that is really uncomfortable.
Ooh. Can we pretty please, Debbie? Like you fucking
Not
bitch
tonight.
that I've
My
had to
band's
double-
up there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, your band. Yeah, the guy's right. He goes, I thought they were inducting Blondie. Excuse me. That was me, this guy, you. Not the guy that's up on stage there. Amazing.
It's going to be another fun one when Guns N' Roses gets inducted. Because now it's a similar thing.
Dan's commercial.
Axl
just
Rose
played.
show.
Yeah.
The one he didn't get.
Every time it plays,
we
I feel
blow
really,
it.
really bad. Yeah, when Guns N' Roses.
Well, because now there's a whole thing going on with Weiland and Slash. There was like a press release put out that Slash went to Axl's
Yeah, but who
house
knows
to
what's
beat
real?
him up.
But Axl's being sued
Really?
by the former members.
He's a man's man.
Are they going to do it in an octagon?
They are.
Is it going to be in an octagon, the fight? Oh, it's going to be a Braveheart fight?
Yeah.
Braveheart. Jesus. I'm embarrassed.
I don't get that.
I don't either.
Braveheart.
Wait, it was in the paper today.
Yeah, it was on page
Find it for you
6,
guys.
right
Here we
there.
go. Rose conked by Velvet Fist. We told you Saturday that Axl Rose fled the Stereo nightclub in a huff after a drunken fan inadvertently spat in his eye and irritated his contact lenses.
Ugh.
Now the ex-Guns N' Roses frontman has found himself in a spat of a different kind with Velvet Revolver frontman Scott Weiland. Weiland attacked Rose on his group's website after Rose dissed him and Velvet Revolver guitarist Slash, who is battling Rose in court over Guns N' Roses' legacy.
You're an asshole, Axl. Angry typing guy.
Scott Weiland doing the angry typing guy?
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Weiland writes...
Oh, do
This
it.
is good.
I'll resist the urge to stoop to your level. Oh, shit. Here it comes. You fat, Botox-faced, wig-wearing fuck. Okay, I feel better now.
Wow. Is that what he
That
said?
is
Yeah.
angry type
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, it was a whole
That's
post
exactly
on
what he
their
said.
website. I was checking it out earlier.
Weiland also accuses Rose of having an unoriginal, uncreative little mind. That's kind of not fair. I mean, Axel came up with some really good shit, man.
Yeah, he was great.
And I love Scott Weiland and everything he does. Frightened little, unoriginal, uncreative little mind, and calls him a frightened little man. Meanwhile, the alarming Axel Takes Manhattan sightings continue to pile up.
Little rock and roll brawl. In the hip-hop community, you wouldn't have heard that. You'd have heard gunfire and silence. That's it. Gunfire and then no one talking about who did what.
That's
a
a lot of guys
difference.
going, I don't know what happened.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I didn't see
I don't
anything.
know. I didn't see nothing. There's videos, cameras outside the place. Oh, them tapes is missing. Did you hear that whole fucking thing? Like, as that story's coming together, who was involved in that shooting?
Busta Rhymes?
Yeah, Busta Rhymes.
Ben's friend, Busta
one
Rhymes.
of his one of his bodyguards got shot, and all of a sudden Busta clams up. They're like ready to arrest him for not cooperating, and then apparently there were a bunch of cameras outside that would have caught all the action on videotape. Well, the tapes mysteriously disappear. These fucking hip-hop guys, the rock guys are just fags.
They would have killed the guy who did it, right?
Oh, yeah. They want to, down the road, you'll hear some guy died, and, that'll be retribution. That's how they deal with it. Yeah. Look at how the rock guys deal with it. The same way the assholes on message boards. You fat wig-wearing Botox. Rock guys are pussies. Got to pull out the gat, show them where it's at.
Yeah, this is a really good question. We'll end with this before we take a break. By the way, a lot of people saying one of the best stories ever, Jimmy.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Steve in Indianapolis. Steve?
Yeah, hey, little Jimmy, I love you, but the way you're carrying on around Tony Iommi, I got to ask this question. If Tony would have said, buddy, drop to your knees and slap the knob, would you have?
Before he said knees, I would have been down there. No, dude, my friend Tony needed help. I'd help my friend Tony. That's what friends do.
Man, sir.
Help out.
That's right. I would have manned up and poured him some coffee.
Hey, Jason, what's up?
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey. What's up?
Man, I got to say, man, fucking that story. I was at the edge of my seat, gripping my steering wheel. That one and Patrice's rape story are the best fucking stories I've heard so far on your guys' show, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's a good one. Had all the features: celebrity, action, intrigue.
Almost
didn't know if it was going to happen, and then the happy ending.
Dude,
we should do a special
Full
weekend.
release.
We should do a special weekend on the channel. Story time with Opie and Anthony.
Stories.
And pull out some of the best stories that we've told.
Stories.
I like that idea.
I like stories.
Write that down. That's a good one.
Write it down, Than.
All right. Thanks, Jason.
Oh. Well.
Yep.
We're going to take a break, okay?
Right.
And we'll continue with the Opie and Anthony program in just a bit. Someone died. We'll get into that next. Yes, he finally got his whammy.
I was going to say that.
Oh, God.
It is a quickie, so we can do it.
Horrible.
No plane crash, 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 no plane crash!
And stop! Oh, stop on a too-short runway. Oh.
Yeah.
Come on. Nice landing, good landing, good landing. No crashes, good landing, and stop on engine trouble. Oh, no. Yikes.
Plane crash kills ex-TV host.
Yeah.
Santa Monica, California. A former TV game show host and his wife were killed yesterday when their small plane crashed into Santa Monica Bay. Peter Tamarkin? Is that how you say his name? 63, host of the hit 1980s game show Press Your Luck. And his wife Kathleen, 41, were on their way to San Diego to ferry a patient to UCLA Medical Center, according to blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
blah,
celebrities get involved in this. They're part of this Angel thing. What's it called?
Angel Flight West.
Yeah, so celebrities that have their own planes, why not they fly patients that need to be flown to special care units and stuff for free?
Oh.
Sounds like a very nice charitable thing to do.
Well, starts quick drop off in the lake.
Yeah, well, why not?
And they're looking for
dehydration.
They're looking for the third person, by the way.
Wonder how that's going to work
thought
out.
their life was pretty bad to begin with.
Well, good news and bad news. Doesn't have to go through that chemo, but
that's who you want fucking to die with. Some fucking game show host behind the wheel of a plane. As your plane is crashing, Richard Dawson leans over. Give me a kiss, would you, love?
Kiss, love.
We're going to make the runway survey set.
Come on, make the runway. I know we got engine trouble, but, they can make it. Just glide it in, and stop. Oh, you came up short. Yikes.
Help air traffic control. Oh, fuck, the engine's not working. Oh, no, we're losing speed. Things you say when you're dying in a plane crash. Yes.
You got it?
Anthony?
Yeah.
Tributes coming in from game shows all across the nation.
Yeah.
This is what the Price is Right had to say about this tragic news today.
Uh-huh. And the engine making a strange sound on the way down. Bob Barker described it as he went down like a Plinko chip. Horrible.
Yeah. Tributes coming in from all over the country, from other game shows.
Yeah.
Take it and run with it, kids. We'll see what you got next. That's right. Ralphie May's checking out the Jimmy Norton photo with Black Sabbath.
Holy fuck!
It's on OpieandAnthony.com.
That is awesome.
Jimmy's been working his whole life to get that picture right there.
Are you kidding me? I remember how stoked you were when you were a kid and you won something like the picture in the newspaper next to where Gallagher and it had Ozzy Osbourne beside it on the same photo. You were like, you kept that whole clipping.
Yep.
And dude, and now this.
24 years ago.
I don't even know if the new listeners understand how huge this was for Jimmy.
I don't think.
I think Jimmy told an unbelievable story. I was really, really into it, and I don't know if they understand. This is it for Jimmy. This is it. This is all he ever wanted in his life.
High point.
The greatest picture I'll ever take was taken last night.
Jimmy's going to become a huge star for HBO, and still, it won't be as big as that picture that you're looking at right now, Ralphie May.
I believe it. It's a great picture, man.
Sabbath, man.
You have a picture with Kiss?
I have one. My Kiss picture is not as good because it was. I mean, I'm glad I got it. It was only 3 of the 4. Ace is not in it. It's the guy in Ace's makeup, but it is Gene, Peter, Paul. I'm in front of Paul, and but there's 4 other people in the picture.
Are they inducted?
No. But when they are,
think that'll ever happen?
Maybe.
A little too much of a goof band.
No. They'll definitely make it.
They'll definitely make it.
I bet you they make it next year.
Jimmy, start
I bet
planning.
you they make
if
it
Blondie
next year.
made it.
Well, have they been nominated or?
I do not know.
That's a good question, Ant.
Oh, thank you.
73.
Thank you.
Yeah, they have been around long enough.
They have had a huge effect on rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Nobody was doing pyro before them, man.
No,
there would have been no Def Leppard laser show without the Kiss.
Let Opie know. Is this real? Where's Ben? Let Opie know Imus needs to speak with him at 11:05. Imus works for CBS Radio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that true, Ben? There's all sorts of weird shit going on. I gotta tell you guys.
Don't do it.
Is that real? Yeah. What, is people just called you?
Well, they called Washington, but Washington didn't want to give your cell phone number out, so they're calling my desk at 11:05.
Wouldn't give the cell phone number to Don Imus?
No,
might not know if it's really him.
They don't know. Well, it was his assistant, but it turns out.
Oh, great. Don Wicklund has my cell phone number, but Don Imus can't. That's real
they're
smart.
protecting you, Opie. It could be there's a million people want to talk to you.
It's the right people because I looked up the name from last time we talked. But
all right, we'll be talking to Don Imus after the program.
Ben, go ahead, plant one right here.
Yeah. You should be in on the phone call, Anthony.
He's your father. If you guys want to.
Hey,
let me in on it.
All right, so that's happening after the show.
Mm-hmm.
It gets more and more interesting every day. And big, huge article on Fark.com about us and the rumors that are circulating.
Love the Fark, man.
A lot of rumors are circulating. And then people are commenting about the article that was in the Daily News yesterday about us possibly going back to terrestrial radio.
Go back and own it.
Fark.com is one of the most least recognized radio show prep sites ever. They get radio guys never like giving credit to anything, and all of them go to Fark because it's just a collection of really cool, interesting
Crazy, stupid stories.
So they got Crazy Stupid, they got legitimate news stories, and they put them on like the second they break.
Yeah.
They're up there. And then I like the Photoshop contests and stuff like that. I get involved with that whole thing. I'm like a geek, man.
Well, go to
A lot of fun.
fark.com, FARK.com. There's a whole thing on us moving back to terrestrial radio.
Go back and own it. Just don't sell mattresses.
And you guys could make your own comments and stuff. So Fark has always been really, really good to us.
Yep.
There you go. Got to go to the phones really fast. It's Mark in Cincinnati. Mark, what's going on?
Tony.
Hey, I got two things for the game shows calling in.
All right.
One of them's Jeopardy. What is plane crashes for 2000, Alex?
All right.
Is the engine running or not running? What is not running? Ah, yes.
That was Family Feud Jeopardy.
Let's go to Andrew in Brooklyn. Andrew.
Can't have them all.
Okay, we need the top 10 ways celebrities die. Show me plane crash.
Number one answer.
Punch it out.
All right, let's go to Bill in Tennessee. Bill.
Yeah, I will tell you, I love the show, man. I've been listening since the beginning.
But let's be honest, a lot of this is way over your head.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I wanted to. Who's the guy that answers the phone?
That would be Fred.
Fred.
Yeah.
Or Travis. Why?
And Pete.
Yeah, he's a dick, man. I've been trying to call. I called him about 15 times, and he wouldn't put me through just because I disagreed with what y'all was talking about.
What'd you disagree with?
What were we talking about?
We were saying that books are
with?
good.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that reading.
Goes, yeah.
I don't believe in that reading crap.
What's up, man?
For real, man. I love the show, but who gives a shit about Sabbath and Jimmy Norton Little?
Oh, wow.
Well,
Oh, dude.
see,
How
now,
can you say that?
Maybe you're a little too new to the show.
No, I've been listening since day one.
Who gives a shit? All right, let me tell you. Who gives a shit? Nobody. Except Jimmy.
That's the
and
beauty of
Jimmy's excitement and enthusiasm and zeal for the subject makes us all care about Jimmy. I personally don't care about Black Sabbath. I don't listen to their music. I'm not a big fan of theirs. I know of their existence.
We could have went to lunch yesterday. There was nothing in that excited us.
But Jimmy's enthusiasm for it makes me just... It's like watching Rudy or something like that.
Yeah, right?
You watch the little kid
The
just
retard
kind of
running.
get what he wants. Right. Radio.
Yeah.
It's like the movie Radio or...
Jimmy finally got into the game.
Right. They put him in.
They took him off the bench.
The autistic kid made some three-pointers yesterday.
Sir, what do you're not a big fan of Sabbath. You don't understand I'm not sure what you're saying.
How can he be from Tennessee and not like Sabbath? Those guys still wear their shirts, underwear. They got their posters
I'm
up.
glad you got Ralphie May in there, with a good comedian now.
Oh, dude, I know what you're trying to do.
Oh,
Are you,
that's a passive-aggressive
Oh,
little...
bring it, Jimmy!
Dude,
Bring it!
Dude, are you trying to...
Fuck your mother. Throw your radio in his...
Dude, you couldn't upset me right now. You couldn't upset me right now if you showed up here and made me eat cornbread with your awful family. You're a fucking hillbilly, and I love Sabbath.
I love Buzzard.
All right.
I'm
Thank
sure you
Bill.
do.
Thanks, fellas.
All right. Goodbye, fella.
Yeah, everyone is saying...
That's hilarious.
Everyone is
Dude.
saying
I
Jimmy's
love
story
Buzzard.
reminds me of the autistic basketball story.
Trying to rain on Jimmy's parade, and it's a
They could shit
sunny
in your
day.
mouth and you'd go, delicious.
He tried to piss on me, and what? It went through the clouds, and it came down fairy dust.
Let's go to Stretch in Arizona. Stretch.
What's up, boys?
Hey, Stretch.
Congrats, Jimmy.
Thank you, man.
The guy from the dating game was inquiring on whether they had one last session of whoopee before the plane gunned down.
Isn't that the newlywed,
That's the newlywed
game?
You dope.
Well, I thought there was something to the bit, but it's failing
Well,
miserably.
no, Chuck Woolery said, all right, the audience picked him, so if you want to be killed in a plane crash, we'll pay for it.
We won't be back in 2 and 2.
See, now the bit's back on track. Thanks to
we
Jimmy
go.
Norton.
There we are.
Let's go to Todd in Iowa. Todd.
Hey, I got a question. Hey, Sweet Nipples, how you doing?
Hi.
Got a question. My wife won't let me join Pal Talk.
Why?
Because she's a stingy bitch.
Oh, it's about being cheap?
Cheap.
Yeah.
It's $60 for the whole year, and that's like the top
Exactly.
level of Pal Talk.
I mean, I spend, probably, I spend $60 in the bar every day. That's probably what she's pissed off about.
$60 a year, and you get the premium level. How?
It's not a lot of money, mister.
She's
Yeah,
using
but $60 in a bar? Hey, Alfie.
Yeah.
Jesus, rein it in.
She's using
Go to a meeting.
She's using the we can't afford it excuse.
Yeah, but that's an excuse.
She just knows what the hell's going on Pal Talk.
There's jacking.
But I'm sitting here, like, on the free version, I get you guys for 30 seconds, and they get knocked off.
Dude, do you have a credit card?
Yeah, I got a
Is it in your pocket?
Do it.
You have a computer?
Yeah,
Do it. Man up.
Let me ask
Get a pair.
Let me ask Todd something. Are you a man's man?
I'm a man's man.
All right, then
Well,
you
then
tell your
do it.
wife to shut the fuck up
you-
and that you're getting Pal Talk.
You know, we'd like to take her into the octagon, and I'd beat her up. I challenge your wife to a fight.
Why don't you pony up, have a Miller Lite and go into the By Men Seeking Friends room.
Hey, Bud Light, don't advertise Miller Lite.
All right, Todd. Good luck to you. I don't know what
Thanks,
to tell you on
fellas.
that one.
Yeah.
All right, hey, good job, Jimmy.
Thanks,
It
man.
looks
I'm
like
so
you're
happy.
the wife controls the household, and
Wow.
there's nothing we can do about that.
Where's the pants in the family?
I mean,
Western Philly.
really.
What's up, man?
What's up,
Hey,
Wes?
man.
Yeah, we're trying to get closer to the actual runway without going over.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's nice.
That's funny.
You stop within 100 feet, you get both runways?
Hey, we got a mission for the Pest.
Oh.
From ELO. Boston Globe poll. Vote XM. ELO wants this promoted.
All right.
Where do you go?
ONA.com.
ONA.com. OpieandAnthony.com. We need you to vote for XM now. The Pest will be on that for ELO. Thank you.
Yep. Let her rip.
Yes.
Apparently, Letterman Monday night had Howard on, which used to in the old days. See, this is just another little thing, just pointing out these things. In the old days, when Stern was on Letterman, guaranteed Letterman wins the slot. It was a guarantee. Last night, Stern on Letterman, beat by Simon Cowell on Leno.
Man, that British
Simon.
Queen is taking it to the hoop.
On Leno.
Well, we got another game show checking in.
Ooh.
Mike in Jersey.
Yeah, hi. Let's play some celebrity passwords. Plane.
Wheels.
Plane.
Damn it.
Oh,
Jimmy, it's to you.
Jimmy,
What's the word?
the password is plane.
Jane?
No.
For 8 points.
Okay. Opie? Disaster.
This show?
Wait, they're accepting it.
Wait. All right. Wait. I know the answer.
All right.
Password? What's the password?
Disaster.
Retard DNA.
They're accepting that also, but not as the answer to this question. Time is up. It was crash. Plane crash. A disaster would be a plane crash.
Oscar winner.
What? Wait.
Oscar winner.
Oscar winner.
Yeah. Plane.
Trains.
Car.
Automobile.
Crash.
Ah!
Hey, that was
Wrong
more than we
ending.
thought.
That was like a real one.
I really didn't get that. He actually had a legitimate question.
Yeah, that was very good. Matt in Boston, what's up?
Hey, guys, I want to go old school with Kitty Carlisle. Will the real flaming plane crash victim please stand up?
Or isn't this the old game show? And welcome to This Is the Last 30 Seconds of Your Life.
All right, very good. By the way, we got under Stern's skin.
Yeah.
We have some fans of the Opie and Anthony show that work for David Letterman. Who was telling us that recently, that the writers are...
A couple of writers came to my show.
Are really big fans of this show. And during the Howard Boarfest that was his appearance on Letterman last night, I'll admit I watched the whole thing last night, and now I'm tired because of it. And I didn't learn shit about anything, and I didn't laugh once. But
it was really...
Letterman went after Howard about taking Fridays off, and I'm like, I wonder where that came from. So what we got here is the original statement by Howard that he would never work a 4-day week.
Yeah.
Because he would be jipping
his fans.
This is our latest clip that we love playing that gets under his skin.
How about 4-day work weeks? Nah. The audience gets mad at me if I take a week off. I can't take Fridays off.
I think the audience would rather have you in 4 days than no days.
Yeah, if you're not there at all.
Yeah.
Well, it's better not to be there. I believe radio is a habitual kind of medium, that people wake up in the morning, they go to work, and they want to hear their favorite disc jockey.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you're not there on Fridays, you are doing a disservice to the audience, and you're not doing your job. You're not doing it right. That's like someone going to work and doing a half-ass job. That's like you hire a guy to do a job, and he kind of just sleeps on the job, and he just sort of gets by.
It's like
No.
being the president.
Right.
Right now.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's all or nothing then.
All or nothing for me.
How about
if you're going to do this job, you show up every day and you give it your best.
Oops.
You know, I'm not going to come and do this show and jip my audience. Not going to do it.
Oops. Oops.
Yikes.
So now, honestly, I really think it's because of us. Now he has to defend that statement that he made a few years back.
When he was talking about, vacation, you're off Friday. Like, how many days you take off? He's like, 2 weeks. So, like, I took off 2 days since I started.
I wasn't going to sit there and get into a debate with Letterman about who's a harder worker, me or him. Yeah, okay, I have the right to take off Fridays. And,
I mean, he's been taking off Friday since he came to CBS.
And he's all proud of himself because he tapes 2 shows on Monday. This guy does a 1-hour show, a 43-minute show with the commercials. He basically puts in 5 hours of shows a week. I do 5. Yesterday on the air alone, I did 6 hours.
Right,
I was on
you
till
already
noon.
did a week
I was
in
on,
his time.
and I was on the wrap-up show.
Yeah.
Doing the whole Sal routine with his wife.
Oh, I want to hear about that, too.
I'll talk about that later.
All right.
So, if you want to compare work ethic, in 2 days, in 1 day, I do more hours of entertaining.
You did his week.
I did his whole
That's right.
week. I could take my 6 hours, break them down into 1-hour shows, and be done for the week. I could take my whole show on Monday.
And then you went and did his show.
Yeah.
Oh, God, what a
I mean, and yes, I do have the right to take every Friday off. And the fact of the matter is, I will take some Fridays off, and maybe I'll take them all off. I don't know how it's going to pan out.
No, he is going to take all the Fridays off.
Yeah.
But he's too scared to do it right now.
Can't do it immediately.
And he just admitted it in the clip. And his listeners are going to be pissed, and that's why he's slowly but surely doing this, like taking every other Friday off, and then it's going to be taking 2 out of 3 Fridays off, and then the summer's going to come, it's going to be every Friday, I'm telling you.
Yeah. And maybe I'll take them all off.
You
I don't
will
know
be.
how it's going to pan out. But
You certainly haven't done it yet.
But the fact of the matter is, well, in the summer I'm going to take my Fridays.
But I'm just saying, you
Right.
are dedicated enough that you said it's a new venture, I'm going to work.
Yeah, I mean, and I could do something very easy. The last 2 hours of the show, I could just go dark, tape it, and then play it all on Friday and say it's a new show. That's what a Letterman does.
They don't know, man. When
I
you
just
do
love
TV,
the fact that he has to explain himself.
Letterman's having to do new jokes. They're having to be topical.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your question. Peter Tamarkin is so dumb.
How
dumb is he?
He's so dumb, he tried to land his plane in the blank. Wow. Wow.
Hanger?
A bowl of pudding?
Let's go to Richard Dawson.
In the
I said water.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. Let's see if Joe has something similar. Joe in Kansas City. Joe?
Dumb Doris is so dumb.
How
she went
dumb
with
is
Peter
she?
She went with Peter Tamarkin on a blank ride.
Coaster?
I'm gonna have to think about this. Charles, stop sucking my cock. Oh, just love to suck cock. Oh.
Let's go to Dave in Tennessee.
Hey, good morning, guys.
I don't know if our audience can handle 2 calls from Tennessee today, but we'll try this.
I know, I'll try.
What's up, Dave?
Welcome to the Newlywed Game.
Yeah.
What's the worst place your husband ever fell asleep?
Behind the wheel of an aircraft?
That's correct. See ya.
All right, very
These
nice.
are fun.
They sure are.
I love it.
Hey, we got Isaac Hayes in the news, too.
Oh, he's a,
Yeah.
And we need to send some audio to the press.
Yeah, we'll,
because we're tattletalers.
we're always good for ratting someone out
We
when
really
they're
are.
being insincere.
Well,
Fucking rats. Whole show full of rats.
You might have heard by now, Isaac Hayes has lost faith in South Park. Plays, of course, Chef on South Park. After 10 years on Comedy Central's foul-mouthed anti-establishment animated series South Park, Isaac Hayes wants off because he finds the show's attacks on religion inappropriate.
After 10 years?
After 10 years.
When the initial pilot show that actually got the show any recognition whatsoever, because it was kind of passed around, was Jesus versus Santa.
Right.
And it was completely sacrilegious.
They attacked Scientology.
Yeah, but he didn't have a gig then.
Right. And he took the gig as chef, made some cash, and they've attacked every religion.
Yeah, but that's where the
Judaism, everything. But the second they touch Scientology, now I gotta leave the show.
Well, here we go. Word is that Hayes was upset with an episode that aired in November, Trapped in the Closet, one of their most famous episodes, by the way, that attacked Scientology, of which he's a follower. He asked the show to be released from his role as the sexually charged chef. And then this is his statement. There's a place in this world for satire. But there's a time when satire ends and intolerance and bigotry toward religious beliefs of others begins. Hayes said in a statement.
It was fine until it was his.
You are the Duke of New York. You're a number one.
As a civil rights activist, this is more Hayes. Of the past 40 years, I cannot support a show that disrespects those beliefs and practices, he added. Hayes' reaction stumped some because the show that spawned South Park included Santa and Jesus in a death match. And throughout the run, the producers have skewered various religions and celebrities.
Of course. Everyone's
Every
open.
religion.
Yep.
When they mess with Tom Cruise, though, I'm out of here.
Well, here we go. This has nothing to do with intolerance and bigotry and everything to do with the fact that Isaac Hayes is a Scientologist and that we recently featured Scientology in an episode of South Park. Matt Stone, co-creator of South Park, said in a statement. In 10 years and over 150 episodes of South Park, Isaac never had a problem with the show making fun of Christians, Muslims, Mormons, and Jews. He got a sudden case of religious sensitivity when it was his religion featured on the show. Good. To bring the civil rights struggle into this is just a non sequitur. Of course, we will release Isaac from his contract, and we wish him well.
Good, they beat it, motherfucker.
They ought to kill off the character. Use audio over 10 years and splice it together to make him, talk, and just kill him off in the most horrific Scientology-related way.
Make them trash Scientology if they could do that.
Yeah.
What do you think of Scientology? It sucks.
It sucks, children.
Well, you ready for
Scientology is voodoo.
You ready for this?
Yes.
We got something, and the press might be interested in this. We'll see.
Is it my picture?
This is Isaac Hayes.
It's not your picture.
This is Isaac Hayes on our show about, a few months back, talking about that exact episode.
Yep.
The Scientology episode.
Hey, my question's for Isaac Hayes.
Yo.
Hey, what did you think? You're a Scientologist, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what did you think about when Matt and Trey did that episode on South Park about Scientology?
Well,
with Cruz in the closet.
Well,
yeah, that was a great episode. They ran it, I think, last week too.
Yeah, one thing about Matt and Trey, they lampoon everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And if you take that shit serious, then I'll sell you the Brooklyn Bridge for $2.
Yeah. You got to realize what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Oh.
I'd like a bridge, Isaac.
That was his answer before he went into Scientology, and they bashed the shit out of him and said, "What?
That's beautiful.
I love.
Let's call CNN right now.
We already threw it out there. We're like, look, man, it's a huge story today. We got some audio for you because we love when people are being.
I got a bridge. I'd like to sell you.
Yeah, where's this whole talk about civil rights? That's what I want to hear right there. Bridge.
Civil rights.
Over troubled waters, I guess. Civil rights. Religious freedom. Without our freedom!
Stop with the civil rights shit when it comes to South Park.
That's hilarious.
I'll sell you a bridge that Brain put a bomb on. You are the Duke of New York. You're a number one. Beat it, shithead. No one cares. You are the Duke of New York. All right.
Well, look at the picture of Jimmy and Isaac.
I like it. Don't take that down, Hawk.
Yeah, take it down. We don't want him part of this show anymore.
I like Isaac.
He's got no sense of humor.
See, that was a cute picture. That's a cute celebrity picture.
Look at that. That's
me and
nice.
one guy, piece of cake.
So we sent that audio to everybody, and the Pest can help us
Black
with that
Sabbath.
as well.
Again.
There you go. All right, let's go to Candyman. Candyman.
Yes, this is the Hollywood Square, and you picked the center square with little Jimmy Norton. The question is, who was co-pilot of the plane? Was it JF RFK Jr. or John Denver?
Marcus Welby?
Yeah. Let's go to Tony in Wisconsin. Tony.
Hey, that's cool as shit listening to myself on the radio. Hey, I listened when I first called him in. He had no problems with it. He said, "Oh no, you can't take those guys seriously." Now he's going ballistic and chewing everybody out for going against Scientology.
There it is. It's on CNN right now. South Park protest. We got the audio. How do we get a hold of CNN with our audio?
Call them right now. Hawk, get out yourself.
See, it's a huge story today, and
What are they saying?
And we got some great audio.
Can we punch
it's all
it up?
over Insider, ET, all that stuff.
Can we punch it up?
Apology. Matt Stone says that over the last 10 years, quote, Isaac never had a problem with the show making fun of Christians, Muslims, Mormons, or Jews. Now, on to the literary
How about
controversy.
getting Matt and Trey that audio, too, because they'll make sure it gets to the right people, too.
Yes.
And they'll make sure that it gets edited into
into
South
an
Park.
episode.
Guys, let's see
Well,
if
that's what Matt and Trey do.
Let's see if we can get something done for once.
Get to Matt and Trey.
We have a piece of gold here.
Right.
Let's see if we can get it to the media immediately.
Hey, Sam, can we strap this audio to your back and you'll pretend you're Fiona Apple and dance it in there? You fucking
Nice reference.
You creepy mulatto mongrel waif. Both genders will be destroyed. I'm going to fuck Sam, and it won't even be considered a homosexual act. What do you think of them apples, kiddo?
All right. Here's the audio. It's very important today. Ralphie, what are we promoting today before we go to break?
Well, I've got 2 Comedy Central specials I'm taping in April 22nd at the Tennessee Theater in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Nice.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful theater. They just spent like $25 million redoing it, and I'm going to go and debauch it.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've got 2 of them. I'm taping in April, and tickets are on sale right now.
Are you doing an hour or a half hour?
Hour and a half on each one.
Jesus.
Will your fluid bag be making an appearance at the show, too?
No, it won't. It won't. I have to retire it by then. Hopefully the wound will be closed up. I don't think Jimmy even knows about that, do you?
No, what's a fluid bag? That's
hooked up.
never good. When someone says, how's your fluid bag, my dick's never going to start pumping.
No. Nothing says comedy like a fluid bag, let me
Fluid
tell
bag.
you.
What do you got in there?
What do you have a fluid bag for?
I had the operation in December. I had a hernia fixed, and they took off all this extra skin because I've lost so much weight.
Okay.
And I had some wound healing problems, and I have a hole about an inch and a half and about 4 or 5 inches deep in me that's draining fluid.
Oh,
it's
wow.
disgusting, and it's hooked up to something called a wound vac, and it hurts all the time. And I'm draining it. That's what Opie was talking about.
How much weight have you lost?
I've lost since November 2003. I've lost around 280 pounds.
Now, on a radio show, some guy actually dipped a tater tot
in the
juice that is coming out of his wound.
That's pretty goddamn funny.
It is really
That's
heinous.
Pretty goddamn funny.
Ate it.
And ate it.
What show is that? Can we please plug whatever show that is?
It's
it's
KUPD.
It's also the show that just tried to do our bit of, with wasps stinging them in the ball bags.
Yeah. But you got to give him the tater tot bit.
Got to give him that.
That's
wow.
damn funny.
Well,
you want to show
do
Jimmy
the
juice?
Yeah. Is it all right?
Yeah, sure.
Is it leaking good today?
Not too good.
You have a bag with you.
Yeah.
It carries the
juice.
pump.
There it is.
The bag is
it just
so
looks like
hard.
apple juice.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
It's just apple juice.
Do you think it tastes like it?
I would say not. I would say it's a blood product.
Does it smell bad?
Oh, Jesus.
No, it's got this. It's got this gel inside this canister that keeps it like gummed up, and
look at it, Jimmy.
Isn't it gross?
It's just fluid. I mean, it's just viscous,
yeah.
thick fluid.
Well, no, it doesn't come out that thick.
Jimmy,
like,
could you explain it for? Could you explain for Anthony? He didn't really understand.
It
what
looks
you
like.
meant
It looks like.
by your description.
You know, it looks like. It almost looks like a bag of smooth pulp. It's almost like a mealy type of fluid.
Well, the little crystals, it looks like a icy. Like if you were like to freeze apple juice, like Mott's apple juice, delicious. Mott's, we love it here at Opie and Anthony.
Why don't you just
getting ready for terrestrial radio when we have to promote mattresses?
I'm gonna put my Helix on and put it on the 70s channel and not listen to this program.
What's a Helix, by the way? Could you send 3?
Hey, that's my bit.
What? I wanted
You
to
just did my bit.
I was the devil.
I don't do your bits. Don't do my bits.
I don't have
What
any
are y'all?
bits.
Were y'all
What
begging
bit-
for stuff?
What bits of mine could you do? There are none.
That
Dude,
was,
I'd
was
like-
my
I'd
bit
like-
where I make believe I'm talking normally and then I just lose it really loud.
That's
and
not
crazy.
your bit.
Like, that was my bit.
I thought that was
did that.
Patrice's bit long time for.
And you're
your
taking
bit.
my Samantha bit, and I don't appreciate that. I only have 2 bits on this show.
I have 2 bits too, and they're both under my
Hey,
shirt.
that's my bit. That's my bit. You just did it.
No, I didn't.
Speaking of 2 bits,
Hey, that's my bit.
so much I charge.
2 bits.
I have 2.
I got a quarter.
I got 2
I got a
bits.
quarter.
Hey, can I have
It's 2 bits.
Can I have a scoop of peach Melba?
Would you like some, Jimmy? I mean, this is a pretty clean blood product.
It
for
looks
you.
like
Oh.
no,
I
it
gotta
looks
be
like.
honest with
I
you.
gotta be honest. It looks like mango sorbet.
Yeah, it is. It looks a lot like that.
Would you smell that? Ant? Not lick it. Just put your nose over and smell it.
There is not even a chance.
Give you a buck.
No.
Come on.
It does. I don't have any.
hold
I don't
on.
have any infection. I'm on
Come on,
Levaquin. I'm like the highest oral antibiotic.
How much?
I'm HIV negative, hepatitis
Bodily
negative.
fluids freak me out. I
Hey,
don't care where they
how
come
much-
from.
You know what?
Ralphie, I want to get into some actually.
Yeah, boss.
How much did you weigh at your most or whatever?
At
your
the
peak?
most, the scale only went up to 750 and it couldn't measure.
Get
You
the
over
fuck
700?
outta
You over
here.
700 pounds, dude?
Yeah.
How close
Wow.
were you? Because I'm obsessed with this shit. TLC has become the sideshow channel. Every Sunday
yeah.
they do like small people, fat people.
Right.
What was the other one that we saw recently? What the hell was it a couple weeks ago? It was just so twisted. And they're making believe they're doing something nice.
Hydrocephalic people.
No, what the
Big-headed
fuck
little
was it?
people?
Someone help me out on the instant feedback. Every Sunday they do another like freak show, and
Yeah.
they're making believe they're doing educational TV. It's like no, it's an excuse for us
Mulaney
to-
books the show.
But yeah, but they were doing the half-ton man, and they were
Mm-hmm.
doing this other guy that was only. I'm saying only because it sounds like he was close to what you were, 779 pounds, and he was close to death, so they brought
Yeah,
him
but
into
that
one of
guy
the
couldn't
hospital.
do anything.
Oh, you saw him?
I saw like 10 minutes of it. It was on.
He was 779 pounds. He's been in bed for 7 years, and they finally decided to do something about it.
Oh.
They get him in the hospital and stuff. Make a long story short, TLC is filming this thing, and the guy ends up dying.
Yeah, they're doing a special on him. And he winds up dying while they're doing the special.
What did he die of?
You saw this?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it. It was that big guy. Had like bed sores on him and
Yeah.
stuff. And
That's disgusting.
yeah.
And it looked
Oh,
like
he
it was going to
a
be
wreck.
one of these feel-good TV shows. Like, here's this guy in a very dangerous
Well, you know
situation.
that happens, dude. Gastric
But-
bypass is a real serious.
No, he
surgery.
didn't even have that. All of a
What?
sudden, he had some kind of infection that took over his body.
Oh,
But-
staph infection.
But what I want to ask
Those
you
bed sores?
first, how close were you to just staying in bed?
No, I wasn't.
Because if you were over 750 pounds, that's got to be on the
Yeah.
close side of not being able to move around.
You know, I really had no problem with it. I didn't go out and do stupid stuff. I didn't go out and go for a stroll. Okay, I wouldn't do that. But I'd drive 10 minutes around a parking lot to get a better parking spot. But it's also Houston, and it's 100 degrees and 100% humidity. That's common.
So is it safe to say you were pushing 800 pounds?
Yeah.
How did you fly, dude? How did you fly?
I didn't. I did all my gigs driving.
How about now?
That's all I do is fly now.
Thank you to. I'll let Reno get the credit here. Reno.
Yeah. On the TLC, I've been addicted to that too. Did you see the guy whose arms exploded?
Thank you. Yes.
What?
The guy.
How did his arms explode?
His name's Greg something.
Barry
Greg,
Bonds? Is his
Greg
name Barry Bonds?
Valen something.
His head exploded?
He had the world's largest biceps,
Mhm.
and then he had some kind of cyst or something in one of his biceps, so he tried to drain the fluid himself, and he popped his own bicep.
No, he was shooting roids.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. His arms were ridiculous.
He got that.
What's his name?
It looked like a holiday ham.
What's his
arms.
name? Because it's worth Googling, because the pictures they have of this guy are unbelievable.
The guy with the arms?
And they're not Photoshopped. This is what this guy did to his own
But
body.
how do your biceps explode?
The guy whose his name was Travis.
He was poking it. Dude, he was poking it with...
Tried to lift a glass of water.
He was
Did you
poking
see
it with...
when they were measuring them, and all of a sudden the tops of them started bleeding?
Yeah, he was poking it with... hello, help me out.
Syringe?
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't say it. Yeah, needles. To drain fluid or something that was going on in there.
And when
What's his
they
name,
would go
man?
to break, it would show that picture, and it just looked like a head on a big muscle.
Right.
Nasty.
I think we got it here. But that was on TLC as well. Every Sunday they do another freak show.
Yeah, the guy that was 750, remember he had lost all the weight, And then after the show that he was on like some kind of news show.
No. You're going to confuse everybody. The show they did on the original guy, he died. He barely started losing weight before he didn't make it. And then the show you're talking about was the one after that, which was the half-ton man.
Yeah. That's right.
And he died?
He lost all that weight, and then after that, he just started eating.
Yeah, I'll explain that to everybody. Because that guy's a local. Thank you, Reno. Yes, Ralphie.
I was very lucky, dude. I don't have any enlarged heart. I don't have fat in my liver. I don't have high cholesterol. I never had high blood pressure. I got out of it without getting diabetes. I don't have the sugar. I don't have anything like that, man.
The sugar.
That's
you got the sweet blood.
I got that sweet blood.
But so that guy died, and then they had a show right after that called The Half-Ton Man. Jimmy's checking out the pictures. His name for everybody at home is Greg Valentino. Greg is spelled G-R-E-G. Look at that guy's arms. That is not a Photoshop.
Does he call himself Opie, though? No? Greg Opie Valentino?
Jimmy, what do you think? Seriously. That's not Photoshop.
Does everybody get that?
He's got big muscles.
Yeah.
Does everybody get that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people get all the jokes. Turn it around for Ralphie. That's what this guy looked like with the biceps, the world's largest biceps. And then he fucked himself up. He was just.
What did he do?
He admitted He admitted that he's taken pretty much more steroids than anybody else out there.
That's something to be proud of.
Anyway, so then they did the Half-Ton Man on TLC. This guy weighed.
Did he die?
No.
No.
This guy weighed 1,079 pounds, and they did the same type of thing. Watch him as he's doing his treatment, and he got down to 499 pounds by the end of the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, cut himself in half, basically.
He's not the one that died, right?
No, that was
Okay.
the show before.
Wow.
But during the show, Anthony, and you'll remember Michael Hebranco or whatever his name was. This guy's a local that got up to something like 1,000 pounds. He was like the world's fattest human, and they had to remove him from his house.
I saw that. Was that the guy they brought at the forklift?
Yeah, a forklift.
Yeah, and they took off at the front of his house.
Ready for this? That was the second time they took him out of the house. The story goes, the first time he was up to 1,000 pounds. They got him out. They got him into treatment. I think it was Richard Simmons helped him out. The guy got down.
Dick Gregory in the Bohemian Diet. That's who it was.
When did Psycho Mark make a visit to him?
Well, that was the second or third time.
This
is where the story gets great. So he got down to 195 pounds. If you see the show on TLC, you got to check it out. It was unbelievable. It's called Half-Ton Man. He got down to 195 pounds, and they have him on some kind of British talk show saying, I'll never go back to that. Life is too important, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward like 7 years, the guy is back up over 1,000 pounds from 195.
Oh, my God.
And then they had to remove him with the forklift and cut out like a wall of his house just to get him out of there.
You got to leave someone in there the second time and go, you know what? We're just going to put glass around you like a fishbowl.
So people can walk by and
I thought
jerk
at the
off
time,
looking
since
at
I
you.
was like mobile, that when they told me my weight, I honestly thought about going up to 1,000 pounds and applying to be an NHL hockey goalie. Get it past me. Bet you can't. Bet you can't.
Just blocking the whole net.
Just block it all. I'd officially become a rectangle.
That's funny. What are the rules on that? And I'm a huge hockey fan.
I don't think there would be. I think that'd be a great calling for him.
Keep him right there in front of the net.
So then
get the Zamboni to pop him out.
They get him to one of the special hospitals. He loses the weight again, or a lot of the weight, and he goes back home, right? He's now on his third time gaining crazy weight as we speak.
So let him eat until he's just don't help him. If he wants to be fat, let him be fat.
Just don't help him. I mean, stop wasting... the
I have a theory on that. He got down, the weight got down, and he became a celebrity, and then that celebrity thing went away, and now he's like, well, I want to be in the spotlight
again. If I get fat again and then lose
I bet you
it.
that goes on in your head, like, well, I could gain the weight again, and then they'll have to talk about
I want
me
to
again.
lose this. I want to lose this so bad. I'm told by people in L.A. not to lose too much. Because they're afraid that my jokes are connected to it, and they're not.
Oh, right.
And they're not. But I'm like, I'm cool. And they're like, no, keep some weight on. Keep some weight on. But I want to lose it. I'm tired
of course,
yeah. Ralphie,
I mean, I got a real hot chick.
You look great. Compare to the first time I ever met you.
I was so
like
tired
and
stoned. When you came to the Jay Moore show, I was tired and stoned, and I was...
How much did you weigh back then?
I was 300 pounds heavier. I was
300.
Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Close to 300 pounds heavier. Yeah. Jimmy didn't even know me then, because I couldn't make it to New York.
All right.
I couldn't make it.
Yeah, let's play a little What Did We Learn on the show today. Steve in Jersey, what's up?
Today I learned that yesterday was the best day in Jimmy Norton's entire adult life.
Yeah.
Congrats, Jimmy.
All right. Yeah, that was a very good story, Jimmy. James in Canada.
Today I learned not to crash your plane into a body of water.
Oh, he had such a good line up there.
And
Wheel of Misfortune.
We're getting reports that Ralphie killed on Saturday. Do that plug real fast, Ralphie. We got 15 seconds left in the show.
I'm at the Tennessee Theater in Knoxville, Tennessee, April 22nd, taping 2 specials for Comedy Central and 2 DVDs. So please come out.
Tomorrow night, I am at the Stress Factory with Jim Florentine doing a benefit, 732-545. Ha ha, one show only.
Very cool.
Hopefully nobody does the telephone bit.
That's it, I'm out of here.